Yo, 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 yo. Ah, shit. Hold on. Okay. I clicked start or continue without starting instead of clicking start event. What's going on, guys? Hey, Kyle. Usually Justin's here. Yeah, there's Jeff Jarrett. So I just text Justin, see where he's at. Oh, there he's at. My bad. I just sent you a text, dude. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Hey.
What's going on?
Not much to have the show on. Your boy Jarrett's about to wrestle Orange Cassidy.
He's back, baby.
He's back, baby.
I have a sneaky suspicion he's probably going to win this title, which is going to be maddening.
I think so too. And honestly, I wouldn't mind it because, I
minded, but whatever.
It is what it is. I was watching. I just saw that segment about I guess nobody actually broke into Wardlow's car. It was fucking who was it? Solo, Aaron Solo, is that his name? The former Mr. Bailey.
Yeah, former Mr. Bailey. I missed that part because I went to the restroom and I had something that came up right before I got here. But was he there at the scene? Did he show me he was there at the scene?
So what happened was that QT decided to, I guess, air a new segment called QTV or something like that.
Right.
And I guess it's like his version of TMZ.
Right.
And it was him. It was some British blonde. I don't know who the fuck she is with big tits. Of course, not Wardlow. Hobbs, Solo, and there's someone else there I'm forgetting. And QT brings up the fact that somebody broke into his car and stole all of his stuff. I wonder who it was. And then it goes to the actual video of Solo fucking up his car and taking his belt. And it's funny, he looks into the camera and goes, "This idiot actually left the belt in his car."
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, yeah, they have a good point. Why would you leave your belt in the car?
Yeah, I don't like. I don't know. Well, obviously, they made this into storyline, but I don't know if it was still like a shoot, like someone actually did break into his car and steal the title. You know what I mean? But I don't know. But okay, well, at least they're trying to make something out of it. I mean, I don't, still don't agree with the pairing because it's random. It's just another random faction, but and they're trying to make something right out of it. But yeah, did you see the opening?
The rebar mitzvah.
Mm-hmm.
I came in maybe 10 minutes late because I went to go get something to eat after work, and I just walked into MJF talking to Sammy, Jungle Boy, and Darby, and just shit talking them. So I guess it's the next match is going to be a fatal 4-way for the title.
Yeah, a little too early. I think they should probably they should have another pay-per-view before they do this match. In my opinion. Jungle Boy's, he's getting stronger because he beat Christian, but now you have Darby who hasn't really done anything in a while, and Guerrero who hasn't really done anything in the singles aspect. You know what I mean? To me, we already know that MJF was gonna win the match anyway, but still, it's kind of I would like for these guys to be a little bit strong before they pull this match off. But the segment overall, the actual segment itself, I thought was excellent. I thought it was very good.
Oh yeah, it was funny. Like I popped like when he said something like, I'm about to get my sugar up in this bitch. And I just thought that was funny. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind a fatal 4-way. Just another way for MJF to build himself up as the guy in the company. I mean, right. Which at this point he already is. So
I mean, they are the 4 pillars. So I mean, it kind of makes sense on why they are doing this match. But again, I just think it's a little too early for the match itself. But
because when is the next pay-per-view for AEW?
So we have Forbidden Door coming up, but with that show, I highly suggest it's gotta be like MJF versus probably MJF versus Okada if they go with that route. Let me see. Let me see.
I should
have it here. Well, it's should be Double or Nothing.
Oh, that's in May, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, well, I don't know.
They got time to build them up, but it's like at the same time, like tonight, you have the triple threat, triple threat, 6-man. Well, for the 6-man titles, you know what I mean. And it's kind of like, well, you got Sammy Guevara in that match, and it's kind of like inevitable that they're going to lose. You know what I mean? Like Sammy Guevara's not gonna win this. So worst case scenario is that Sammy Guevara wins this title, right? And that automatically eliminates him from possibly winning the world title. Or if he loses tonight, then it's like, okay, well, then like it's just inevitable one way or the other. Like, but he's not gonna win the world title regardless anyway. But I'm just saying.
Do you think? We'll get into it after I start the intro.
Okay.
Did you bring some topics?
I do have some news topics. Yep.
All right. I have a. Well, I mean, I guess you can count another topic I'm doing as, I guess, a topic. It's going to be, it's going to play a big part in the show. Just something I found that was interesting, and then did a little deep diving. And also was, inspired by Wrestling Soup's recent episode talking about the topic I have at hand. So, but let's do the intro already. RJ said he'll be joining us tonight. Okay. So he'll be a little late, people. So, anyways, let's start the show. 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Wednesday, 8:06 p.m. Central Time. We got Dynamite on. Jeff Jarrett is wrestling Orange Cassidy for the International Championship, AEW International Championship. Will he win? There's speculation that he might win. I don't know. We'll see. But, live in Winnipeg, Maurice. Maurice is a Canadian boy. But welcome to the show, guys. You already know me. I'm Drew, and with me, as always,
Justin from Spinebuster Tees and SpinebusterTees.com.
How are you, Justin? How you been?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Can't complain, man. Very busy week. Very busy week. But, outside of that, I'm great.
Yeah, this week's just been kind of tiring, personally.
Yeah.
I don't know, just I just wait for the weekends. And as soon as my weekend's up, I just, dread having to go to work. And I don't know, I can get 8 hours of sleep and I still feel tired. I don't know, just...
Sometimes you get too much sleep, right?
Yeah, sometimes too much. It's like we always say, too much of anything, too much of a good thing can be bad.
Right.
So, but what are you gonna do? But tonight we have a nice little healthy show tonight, like I mentioned on the pre-show. If you guys listened, RJ will be joining us. He'll be a little late though, which is no biggie. Justin has some topics he mentioned. I have a few topics at hand that I found that were interesting. As far as review shows go, as far as like reviewing the shows, I guess we can start from SmackDown last Friday since we record on Wednesday, not Fridays.
Oh my god, I barely remember SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what happened on SmackDown. I'm like, what did happen on SmackDown?
I mean, if I can remember, nothing happened really. Like nothing that
Well, the Fatal 4-Way Fatal 5-Way that ended with Sheamus and Drew pinning somebody at the same time.
We kind of, at least I kind of expected something like that, because they're the triple threats, what's been talked about for a while. So, now they're gonna have another match this Friday, and I expect that to end in a wonky finish too as well, where it's gonna be like, oh, triple threat match, you know what I mean? So, I didn't. There's really nothing that really, what's been happening in WWE this week has been anything away from the, a ring. You know what I mean? That's been happening. Like even on Raw, Raw was you could have if you missed Raw, then you didn't really miss anything. You know what I mean? There's really nothing that really push forward storylines that much for WrestleMania. The biggest thing was the Bloodline, and even at that, it's okay, Kevin Owens, you didn't want to have Cody's help, you didn't want to have anybody's help. Okay, no one helped you. Okay, all right, let's get this moving. We only got a couple weeks left. Let's get it moving. But yeah. If anything, there's more that happened on NXT more than anything else.
Yeah, we can just go through a quick review of both shows. Sure. NXT actually kind of kept my attention a little bit. Last night I was recording with Ruben for our Patreon show, and I had NXT on, and I just I was multitasking, doing the show and seeing what was going on. I had the volume down, so I just saw what was going on. It looked interesting. Raw, like you mentioned, Raw was just a show. It was there. Nothing really of interest happened. But as far as we can just review the show real quick. Edge opened the show. Edge came out and accepted Finn Balor's challenge, and then wanted to make it Hell in a Cell, which
we already and
I'm on CBS, so CBS has an interesting way of deciphering or filtering a lot of the segments. So the Judgment Day defeated Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano by pinfall. Brock Lesnar and Omos came face to face. I thought that was interesting. Cody Rhodes defeated LA Knight. That was a decent match. Cody Rhodes cut a really good promo afterwards. I'm pretty sure you saw it.
That was probably one of the biggest things from Raw. That promo was excellent. Very good promo.
Yeah, where he said, Roman Reigns, you're gonna have to acknowledge me. I acknowledge you, now acknowledge me. I'm like, all right, cool. You got my money. You already had my money. Bronson Reed defeated Elias by pinfall. Austin Theory defeated Angelo Dawkins, which was an okay match with the STF. Oh no, he beat him and then he put the STF on the match after and then Montez Ford made the save. Dominic Mysterio challenged Rey Mysterio to a match at Mania, which Rey refused because he still doesn't want to hit his kid.
Which was another good segment.
Right. That's always a good segment because you're just waiting for Rey to just sock Dom in the face. And then, Dom tells Rey, I'll let you have your moment. I'll let you have your time in Los Angeles, and then at WrestleMania, I'm going to kick your ass. And then Rey says, no. I'm not fighting you. So, which sorry, go ahead. I was going to say, I don't know if you were going to say the same thing as me. I can already tell the match is going to be confirmed the week of Mania on the Raw, heading into Mania. I can already tell.
I was thinking that this is what they should do. They should just have Dom attack Rey at the Hall of Fame during the speech. That'll be something different, right? And they've been doing these away from the arena, away from the actual shows, story building moments, right? Going to the house, going to the restaurant, so I don't know. Just thinking of something outside the box. I'm not saying that they are gonna do it, but I wouldn't put it past them. Like, after Ray, he does a speech, it's like been like 20, 25 minutes, and then all of a sudden you just see, Dom, come up from behind, try to attack him, and Ray actually blocks his punch and hits him. Then, then he was like, oh, you wanna do this here out of all places? You know what? I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna have to fight you, tomorrow at WrestleMania, and so that'd be pretty cool. But we'll have to see if they will actually do something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Fucking Aubrey came out. Ugh, can't stand her. Seth Rollins defeated Baron Corbin. Bianca Belair defeated Chelsea Green. And the main event was Kevin Owens falls victim to Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa wins. And the Bloodline beat him up, and Sami Zayn doesn't make the save. So, again, that's another segment. That's another bit I think is either going to be, I guess, announced official maybe next week, or the week of Mania. I wouldn't be surprised if they do that.
They really need to get the ball rolling on that, but
right.
I understand they gotta fill TV time, but they gotta get the ball rolling on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said. This whole Mania card has been kind of very lazily booked, not necessarily badly booked, but just very lazily booked. And it's like the matches on paper look like they're going to be really good. I mean, I'm pretty sure the matches are going to be really good, but it's just like, getting there has just been like, this could have been 1,000 times better. Like I should be excited to see this match.
Like everything's been very basic, basic. Everything's been very basic, and it'll be fine for a Backlash. It'll be fine for Elimination Chamber, but for a WrestleMania, that's why I've been so critical of them not having that sense of urgency. But it is what it is. I mean, the damage has already been done. You know what I mean? So there's only so much that they can do at this point. But we already know, what the matches are coming together. We already know about that already. But still,
Right. So that was Raw. Again, Raw was Raw. It wasn't anything particularly great outside of the Cody Rhodes promo, which to me it just seems like the only things worth a damn on the show are Cody, Sammy, and the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Other than that,
and Ray and Dom, their segment was good.
Yeah, that too. So let's go to NXT. So Johnny Gargano comes back to NXT for the first time in, what is it, since October?
About a year and a half.
Okay, there you go. And of course he gets a big pop, which is we expected it. People love Johnny Gargano. NXT loves Gargano. And talks about Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller starts. I guess he does a live, Instagram thing, whatever you want to call it, where he's outside of Gargano's house.
Right. And
of course Gargano goes there and tries to take care of his, tries to protect his family, even though it's just what exactly is Grayson going to do? He's just standing outside the house. So, and they get there and Grayson, beats his ass in front of his wife, who, again, I love Candice, but come on, she was a terrible actress in that.
Yeah, that wasn't too good. I liked the segment overall, but her part in it wasn't good. Best part was the baby.
The baby was just
no, I'm serious, like crying and reaching out, you know what I mean? Baby's less than a year old, and
Yeah, I'll go with that. Let's see. Gallus. Was this? Oh, this is for the NXT Tag Championships.
Yeah. Gallus Boys and Pretty Deadly.
Which that was a pretty good match. I'm starting to like Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly, they're starting to grow on me a little bit.
There you go.
So not to say I hated them. It's just I just
You probably
didn't care
just didn't understand the gimmick.
Well, no. I mean, I understood the gimmick. It was supposed to be like 80s, glam British rock. I understood it, but to me, it's just
no. They're more like they're clearly metrosexuals, right?
Right.
Where so basically they're all into their looks and everything, and they are the I guess in a way kind of cowardly type heels. You know what I mean? And they think they're better than what they actually are. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Lightning saying Billy and Chuck. Billy and Chuck was clearly gay. That was clearly
Billy and Chuck was clearly gay. Pretty Deadly's not gay.
Like, what was it? What was that bit on Saturday Night Live? The ambiguously gay duo. Like that was Billy and Chuck. But next is Shawn Michaels announces that there's going to be a qualifying match for a potential NXT Women's Champion or a potential replacement NXT Women's Champion since Roxanne, was concussed last week. So,
that is well, it's going to be a women's ladder match.
Right.
So I mean, she's being stripped of the title.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unless if she recovers in time, but to me though, it's like this is clearly a Shawn Michaels storyline here because Shawn Michaels fan in 1995 against Owen Hart. After he got beaten up by the Marines. But I'm not. My thing is that why is this a story? Like what? It's just strange. It's really strange because Roxanne just won the title and she's already into a storyline like this, right? Like she hasn't been now. She was like champion for like 6 months and and she faced because of all the hard matches that she had and it's a toll on her body. I get that, but she's only been champion for like a month now. You know what I mean? Month and a half, and this is already kind of happening. So I don't really feel too good about this, but I don't know. They're doing it for a reason, So I'm just gonna kind of let it play on and see what happens.
Do you think this is their way of kind of getting the title off of her without burying her?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she'll be buried if she loses the title.
Well, I guess let me rephrase that. I don't mean like bury her. I mean more like get the title off of her without making her look like she's getting buried. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying, but then I guess my only question would be is that why put the title on her in the first place if this is the direction you're going to put her in?
It's kind of like CM Punk when he won the world title and like they put him in that was it the Scrambler match, but they took him out in a segment with Randy, so he didn't even actually get to lose the title. So right. I guess kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, but she just won the title though. It's just like five, I get what you're saying and I know where you're going, but she just won the thing. Like I don't know. It's just kind of strange. Well, I'll just see how it plays out and just kind of see like what the direction is for her because Zoe Stark went up against Sol Ruka. Zoe Stark defeated Sol Ruka. It would be cool to see Sol Ruka in that ladder match, but Zoe Stark is good too as well. But regardless, I'm kind of curious who's going to be in this match. Yeah, I'm kind of having a feeling that Cora Jade will make her way in there, and maybe Cora Jade will win the title.
Woof.
So I don't know. I don't know what this is leading to, but if this is a way to get Cora Jade the title, okay, whatever. But again, like they couldn't wait to do this storyline. Like it doesn't even have to be like 6 months as I mentioned, but like 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road.
Right.
But We'll see what's the what's the idea behind all this.
Well, I mean, wasn't Tiffany Stratton like kind of technically the number one contender?
Yes, that is true. You are correct. I forgot about that. That is true. Did something happen to Tiffany that we don't know about? I didn't hear anything on NXT.
No, chat, if anyone can tell us what happened to Tiffany.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything happened to Tiffany, but yeah, that's kind of strange. That is strange. I don't know. Tiffany Stratton, she should be the champion.
Oh yeah,
I'll pick her over Cora Jade. But.
She is really fucking good. Like she's someone that really improved.
Oh
like,
yes.
Yes. When she more ways than one. But when she debuted, it's just like just not good at all. And then she she got tits. She got bigger tits, and now she's good in the ring. So go figure. Which we're not complaining. So next match is Sol Roca versus Zoe Stark. This is a pretty good match. I like Zoe Stark. She just needs to not talk on the microphone like ever again, and maybe you wear a mask. But nonetheless, it was a good match.
Oh wow.
Oh boo! Oh yeah, that was mean. Come on. All right, yeah. Zoe's cool. I like Zoe. I'm not gonna make fun of Zoe. I take that back. I retract that statement. And Sol Roca is really good. Like that's someone who her future is only going to get brighter. So this is a good match. Zoe won, so she's now going to be in the ladder match. And there's a big schmoz for over Wesley's North American title for some, which reminded me of I don't know if you remember in like TNA they did there was like a big brawl all over the like the TNA arena or whatever. I don't know if you remember that. Mm-hmm. So that reminded me of that.
Yeah, they did that in WCW a few times as well. Back in like 98, 99. So that was, I think they originally took that from WCW, which I'm pretty sure WCW took that originally from someone else, maybe somewhere in the South. But I will do my research to confirm that. But anyway.
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn versus Ivy Nile and Tatum Paxley versus Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn won. I'm starting to like this tag team because they both complement each other very well. They're both kind of the same gimmick, somewhat, even though Isla Dawn's she does more of the supernatural stuff and Alba Fire is more of the the ass kicker. And now, I mean, they fit well together because they kind of look like the same person, even though Isla Dawn is like, I personally think Isla Dawn is more attractive than, Alba Fire, personally. Just my opinion. But, and at the end, but yeah, it's a good tag team, so they're going to be becoming number one contenders for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. All right, cool.
And Tim Paxley turned on Ivy Nile, which is kind of strange, just out of a nowhere turn. I like them as a tag team, but I don't understand the turn though. So
Riho just came out.
Rio came out to save Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Oh, okay.
Yep.
They haven't appeared on my screen yet, so
the badass Riho.
Oh wait, well, there's Willow Nightingale in Sky Blue. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
What is she holding? Is she holding one of those package tubes?
I guess it's
they sent her FedEx.
I don't know. She's holding something. She's supposed to be a badass in this segment.
That's a little odd.
Why is Britt Baker and what's her name dressed like members of TLC?
Jamie Hayter?
Yeah.
Denim is coming back. I mean, I was on Instagram. No, I'm being serious. I was on Instagram and the Spurs, they put fashion trends between 2014, the last championship, and 2023, and one of the fashion trends for 2023 is denim and denim suits. Okay.
I don't doubt that because a lot of people are bringing back fashion trends. So, what's old is new.
Yeah, and apparently one of those things was baggy suits. So maybe we're gonna get back to baggy clothes again, like it's 2002.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. JD McDonough and Ilya Dragunov had a fight in the ring. So I like Ilya. I want to see more of him. See what he does. What else happened? I'm trying to get to the next. They interviewed Dragon Lee backstage, so it's he's now. I mean, he was already on NXT, but now he's officially on NXT.
Yeah, he had his first match on the. People were complaining that he was his first match. It was on. It wasn't in front of a crowd. Like, okay, it's. I mean, like that's what do you expect for him just to not wrestle until they are ready for it? Like let him get some work in. You know what I mean? Let him get familiar with some of the people he's gonna be working with. Not a big deal.
People complaining about shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
JC Jane apparently is hurt. She got hurt in her match with Gigi.
Yes.
Did she mention how long she's going to be out?
She did not mention. She just said when I come back. I didn't see any news on it. I didn't see anything from Fightful or from Wrestling News Observer or Wrestle Inc. Let me see if I can do a quick search real quick. Let me see. JC Jane injury. Let's see.
I didn't even know she got hurt. Like I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she just worked through the match, but sucks for her because she just got this brand new heel turn. And it's it's gonna kill her momentum. But yeah, I don't see anything here on her injury. So yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll kill her momentum. I think she'll be fine. I mean, depending on how long she's out. Yeah. If it's like a year, then fuck.
Well, I mean, if it's a shorter injury, I don't think so. But maybe a couple months, man. I mean, a couple months could be enough to kill your momentum,
right? Yeah. You're not wrong. So yeah, but I love JC. I want to see her, back. Yeah, next, it was Apollo Crews versus Dabba-Kato, the former Avenger, or not Avenger, the Avenger. The Avenger Aziz. Man, this match was what it was. It
is what it is.
It was a match. It was a match.
I don't care.
I don't care either. Let's see. Shawn Michaels was chastising Wesley for his open challenge, causing so much chaos. Just to let you know, guys, I had NXT on mute because I was recording with Ruben, so I'm just reading this shit off. Lee insists he has to prove himself even more, and at Stand Deliver, he wants 10 of the best. So, he's giving him basically a gauntlet match.
Well, no, it's gonna be a fatal 5-way for the yeah. Okay, it's not a gauntlet match; it's a fatal 5-way for the North American title. So.
For guys of Lee's choosing. So, cool.
We could, you know what? I think that'll be a good spot for Dragon Lee to get in. I don't think he'll win right up front. But I think it's going to be a great showcase. It's kind of like with, remember NXT TakeOver New Orleans? The ladder match for the North American title?
Yes, I do.
Right. The inaugural North American title match.
With the debut of Ricochet?
Debut Ricochet, right? So, like, with Ricochet, he looked fantastic in that match, you know what I mean? And he didn't win. So I could see the same thing for Dragon Lee, like, where he can look fantastic and, at the same time not, obviously won't look weak, but I think that'll be a good showcase for him. That'll be a perfect spot for him to be in.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be bad. Again, because, NXT TakeOver... Yeah, NXT TakeOver was coming up. That's usually the time to do debuts.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, for Wesley, it'd be like, I want to see what this guy's made of. Everyone's making a big deal about him. So, that'd be nice. That'd be a nice match to see. Next is Gigi Dolan versus Kiana James for the NXT Women's Championship qualifying match. This was a very quick match. Didn't have any breaks. It was like 5-7 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't too long. Gigi won as expected.
It was an okay match.
Yeah, it did it. It did what it needed to do.
Like again, love Gigi. You know, love the yams. She needs. I mean, she's not perfect in the ring. Like, she definitely needs to improve on a lot of things, but she's not terrible. She has been showing some improvement over the past few weeks. You know, especially with this new push that she's getting. So, I'm glad that I'm glad to see her succeed. I like Gigi, not just for obvious reasons. Well, for obvious reasons, obviously, but nonetheless, let's see. It wasn't really a main event. I mean, I guess that was technically the main event as far as a match goes. The show ended with Carmelo Hayes coming out. I guess to do with the contract signing with Braun.
We kind of missed several things here.
Whoa.
The Gargano. Well, we kind of mentioned the Gargano beatdown, but you did miss this segment with Kiana James and Fallon Henley, kind of like what was going on backstage with them. So Brooks and Jensen was backstage with Brooks was with Kiana backstage, and Briggs and Fallon Henley come up where they're kind of there's a distinction between the group because Kiana James accepted the singles title potential match, right? To go up against Gigi Dolan, totally to lose, obviously. But yeah, there's this issue between those four. I'm thinking that obviously because they're the tag team champions, Fallon Henley and Kiana James. So yeah, I know it is a little important to the show. But I'm thinking. Look, I'm thinking there's something that's gonna happen here. I think Josh Briggs not Josh Briggs, but Brooks Jensen may end up turning heel over Josh Briggs to split that tag team up. Josh Briggs has a huge upside. He was a former Evolve champion, just like Austin Theory. I think that will probably be the direction that they may end up going in. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that.
All right. And the show ended with Mello and Braun having a promo battle, and I think it was a contract signing too, right?
Yes, contract signing.
And Pretty Deadly came out for some reason, and
yeah, they're hosting Stand Deliver.
Okay, so Mello pretty much owned Braun on the mic. Like he owned him. Like Braun needs to get better on the mic. And I mean, I know it's a lot to ask of him because, Uncle Scotty, these guys, Uncle Scotty, and, not everyone can be their uncle or their dad or their mom or brother or whatever, but it's like the dude needs to work on his promos because, I mean, I don't know if we've had this conversation before, but like, he's just been very one note as of late. Like, he's not terrible in the ring. He's, very good depending on who's in the ring with him.
I think he's been improving. Like big time match. I think he's been improving. Like a year ago to a year now. Like he's like it's a 9-day difference. But with Braun Breaker, I mean, it's like with any other babyface. Like babyface promos that WWE cut is just bland and dry. Unless if you're like a well-established guy like a Cody who has more free reign, like a Seth Rollins, like a John Cena. Those guys have more free reign. It's easier to cut a promo as a heel rather than a babyface. That's just point blank, period. Because as a heel, you gotta do everything that you can to, to get under the skin of the crowd and get under the skin of the opponent, right? As a babyface, you have to cater to the crowd as much as you can. Sometimes that does come off as artificial. So right now, Braun Breaker sounds a little bit artificial. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you this: if he does turn heel, or when he does turn heel, then it would be, everyone's gonna be, oh my god, he's improved tremendously on the mic. Well, it's not that. It's just what he's given. It's you can look at wrestling today is way whenever MJF decides to turn face, if he ever does turn face, people are going to start resenting him because he's obviously MJF, he's a natural asshole, but B, his promos are going to probably end up sounding very manufactured, same thing with Adam Cole. Adam Cole was faced for a little bit. People were kind of getting turned off on Adam Cole. He was faced for a little bit in NXT, so I don't know. Like I see what you're saying 100% with Braun, but I just think it's more or less of him being a full-on babyface rather than being stuck with these promos where he has to sound manufactured.
I mean, here's the thing. Like when he first came on, like I remember they did a vignette talking about him where he was kind of giving a very kind of heelish promo, but he was still a face. Where he was saying like, I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to win titles. You want a friend? Get a dog. Like I just again, it wasn't the greatest thing, but it was more just like that sounds like a very heelish thing to say. Where it's
exactly.
like
I think that resonates with the casual audience because remember they're trying to build Braun Breaker as the next guy, right? Mm-hmm. He's gonna be in that wave with Austin Theory. He's gonna be in that line with Carmelo Hayes, and the next ones that are gonna be up, right? And I think someone either told him, I'm more sure someone talked to him, and it's kind of like, hey, you're gonna have to, not necessarily calm down, but just like, hey, you're gonna need to be more friendly in your promos, and and come off as a likable guy, because in some cases, even though we know that he's a babyface, maybe to that 7-year-old, to that 8-year-old, they probably don't recognize that, and they're gonna be the ones that's gonna be asking to buy his action figure, to buy his T-shirt, his colorful T-shirts, his colorful merchandise. So I have a feeling that someone definitely spoke to him about it, and this is the result that we're getting right now.
Yeah, like the guy, I want to see him not be one note. What the fuck?
Right? Yeah, totally understand. Totally get you.
Sorry, I heard something. Anyways, so yeah, that was NXT. Decent show. Much better than Raw, but decent show. As far as the news topic goes, let me start with mine, and
sure.
We'll save the the juicy portion for the end of the show. So Kenny Omega did an interview with Jamie Poison on CBC's Front Burner podcast, and he was asked if potentially working for WWE appealed to him. Here was Omega's response. I think at this point anything new appeals to me, and challenges also always appeal to me. At one point, it was one of those, if you say I can't do it, I really want to do it. Now it's not that. I wouldn't say I'm older and wiser. It's more like I'm older and I can care less about it. I care less about that. It's more about what kinds of people can I reach? What kind of positive thing can I contribute? And what do I even feel best suited for? It's all place and time, like we haven't even reached that time yet. And being able to start this real cool thing with a lot of my friends and people that I respect in the industry. We started this Kool-Aid thing, and we are here in Winnipeg, the place I was born, the place where I spent a chunk of time carving my teeth in professional wrestling. And it's like, what do I do? What the hell was that? What do I do? What would have happened if I had been satisfied with just staying in Winnipeg? What would have happened if I had sort of bought the old song and dance, hey, you're nothing until you go to the U.S., or this is what you need to strive to become, or this is where you need to go if you want to be considered anything or to be taken seriously. I always kind of try to find my own way, at least to try and learn in the direction of where my heart is pulling me. And just right now, I'm taking things one step at a time, and with the Winnipeg show, it feels like, yeah, this is cool and it feels right. And what's next? I don't know, because nothing is spoken to me. Nothing is told to me. End quote. So, thoughts on that?
I mean, to me, he can do whatever he wants. Like,
right?
Tony Khan's gonna try to pay him, immense amount of money. My thing is, and this is a big thing that no one is really speaking of, if he's that 100% dedicated to AEW, to a company that he helped build, right? He would have said, I'm not going where I'm staying here. I'm AEW for life. And I wanna resign. He could have put these rumors. He could put it all to bed. He could squash it now. The fact that he's leaving his door open is very I won't say very telling, but it is it does have me very curious on, if he's kind of, looking to leave AEW. He's kind of, I won't say he made up his mind already, but he's like very close to making up his mind. Like, hey, I really want to try something different. I really want to, try, my ball in WWE. I want to give myself a chance. And to me, he's always been up front. And I won't say 100% honest, but I remember when he had that chance to sign to WWE, which was back, I don't think it was like 2018 or 2019 or wherever it was, right? And he was going to come into the Royal Rumble, the rumors at least, and he basically said, like, hey, it was the day of the Royal Rumble, the night before, wherever. He's like, hey, guys, if you expect me to come out the Royal Rumble, I want to apologize that I'm not going to be there, right? And saying that he's not going to be there. He said this up front. So the fact that he's leaving this open right now, he's really thinking about going to WWE. I think he wants to try and become somebody. And if Kenny Omega does go to WWE, and Cody, he's a former WWE guy, but I imagine Kenny, definitely being top of the card. You know what I mean? I definitely see Kenny being, and Kenny Omega, he's about to be 40 years old. He has a good 7 to 10 years. 7 to 10 years. Lashley's about to be 50, or if he's not already. So to me, it's like, he has time. He definitely has time. There. And I think Lashley's probably not close to 50. He's probably like 47 or something like that. But still, like, you can get a good, 6-7 year run, 8-year run out of Kenny Omega, as long as he keeps himself healthy. So we'll have to wait and see. But the main thing is that, like, Kenny Omega, like, if he really wanted to stay with AEW, he could have shut down these rumors or anything right now, and just be like, hey, you know what? I don't foresee myself going anywhere. I foresee myself staying in AEW. I foresee myself staying here. So. But yeah, interesting interview for sure.
I also think, just at the end of the day, it's a business. Just like it's like everywhere you work, it's a business. You're always gonna want to keep your options open. Even if your mindset is, I'll never leave anywhere else. Like, keep your mindset, like keep your mind open. Right. I also think with Kenny just strikes me as somebody who is very goal oriented. Like, because at the end of the day, it's just like, who else in AEW are you going to wrestle? I mean, you look at WWE, you have like a plethora of of opponents. There's Cody. You can do a feud with Cody. You can wrestle against Roman. You can wrestle against Sammy, Owens. I mean, you can possibly wrestle Cena. That would be an interesting feud. I mean, John Cena versus Kenny Omega. I mean, we've said this before. Kenny's been very nicey nice with WWE. He's said some very nice things about the talent. He said nice things about Big E, Cena, Roman, which again, that you can chalk that up to just him just being a fan of wrestling and just saying, hey, this guy's good. Whereas most people would be like, oh, that guy's not that good. He's overrated, blah, blah, blah. So I think you're right. I mean, I think if he really wanted to put this to bed, he would have done it already. But to him, it's more just like, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. Like, he could easily just said, well, I'm probably going to stay with AEW forever. Till the end of my days, because it's like Kenny's also 40, and it's not like an AJ situation where AJ came in where he was like 38, 39, and he was still kind of young, but he wasn't as, I don't want to say broken down, but he wasn't as damaged as Kenny physically. I'll just say that. So, but yeah, I think WWE's always wanted him. Like, WWE has been wanting Kenny for the longest time.
Oh, absolutely.
And now that you got Triple H in charge, regardless of what people think, Triple H is still in charge, there's that possibility of getting Kenny in. There's that possibility of getting other guys in, or other guys even, back to the company. So, again, I mean, I'm not the biggest Kenny fan. I'll admit, I'm not going to pretend I'm a Kenny fan, but it's more like, it'd be interesting to see what he can do in the WWE system. Because he's going to be over. Like, he's going to get a big reaction when he shows up, on Raw or on SmackDown or at the Royal Rumble. Like, that's going to be
a handful of guys that will come in from AEW to WWE. There's some people who are kind of like, oh, well, will he, like, kind of question, like, will he be in NXT? Like, no. Like guys like Kenny Omega, guys like the Young Bucks, guys like MJF, Hangman, like those guys won't be in NXT as their main show, right? I can see Kenny going to NXT to do a match or two. I can see the Young Bucks going to NXT for a match or two. You know what I mean? Not MJF. I think MJF's a little bit. He's like fuck this NXT shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can I definitely see Kenny Omega being a team player if he does end up going to WWE. Like, he just seems like he's like all in, like, no pun intended, but it seems like he'll be all in, like, in whatever situation that he's in. So he showed in New Japan, right? Being all into New Japan, being he's being literally all in with AEW. I can see him being all in with WWE as well. The only thing that I do kind of I won't say I'm worried about, but like, I know that he will want to work in Japan still in some fashion. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if they're gonna kind of give him a special contract where he will get to work in Japan. And here's my thing too as well. Kenny Omega, he's huge for New Japan. It kind of makes me wonder that, when New Japan kind of like start wanting to work with WWE, that's if WWE wants to work with New Japan. That's if Vince is not in charge. But if Vince is not in charge, then I can definitely see Triple H mulling that over and kind of be like, hey, let's do a talent exchange. You know what I mean? Let's do a talent exchange. Hey, I'll send over the Usos. You can send back, Sonata and Hiromu Takahashi, somebody like that, right? So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time for sure. If Kenny comes, it's gonna get very interesting for sure.
I mean, going back to the Japan part, I mean, do you think that might be a thing? Like, if, like, all right, let's say, like, they're going over a contract, and like Kenny puts it in his contract, I still want to be able to work dates in New Japan. Like, do you think WWE would give it to him? And like, let me kind of
hard. It's hard to say.
Yeah, let me kind of rephrase that a little bit. So, we talked about this before, where WWE was possibly, in bed with New Japan. Like, do you think this could be their way of really getting that partnership? Is Kenny Omega being the bridge?
I think Kenny Omega increases the chances of WWE and New Japan partnership tremendously.
Right. I mean, right, because you look at the Triple H regime. Fucking Nakamura had a match, with Muta.
Yeah, that wasn't New Japan. That was Noah. So
right, but you kind of get where I'm going. Where like right. Triple H is doing things that Vince never did. He's doing things that Vince Senior did. Allowing his talent.
Well, for the record, Vince did it. He did do it, but just not over the past 25 years. You know what I mean? Because in the early 90s, they had a partnership with was it Wrestling and Romance? Which is Japan, and they had, and remember, like in the early days of the Attitude Era, right? Taka Michinoku, the Great Sasuke, right? Other, and that wasn't in Japan, but that was still Japan that they were working with. So it's been a long time, but Vince has done it before. But I think the major thing is that once they bought out WCW, and they were the only American company available, right? Big American company, promotion available. Then it's been like, okay, hey, we don't need to work with anybody else, right? So like, I can, like, if it comes down to a point where like AEW passes up WWE, which is not going to happen. I'm just making an example. And Vince is in charge. He may start thinking about, okay, well, let's see if we can start working with AAA. Let's see if we can start working with Noah or but with Triple H, he's over the past 5 years. He worked with Evolved. He worked with Progress, IWC. So, like, he didn't work with a lot of Japanese promotions, but he was damn sure in the UK. You know what I mean? And Evolve is American, but that's like another indie promotion. But still, it's like, you had that Evolve show where you had, like, Adam Cole on the show. You had, I think, a Drew Gulak on the show when he was already NXT already. So, yeah, there's if it does happen, back to the whole Kenny Omega thing, it definitely increases chances for New Japan and WWE to work together if Kenny Omega comes over.
Right, and then what I was saying about Triple H being more like Vince Senior, because like Vince Senior had more of the reputation of actually working with the competition.
Exactly.
Yeah. Triple H is doing now, and then like you said, Vince did it in the beginning, but then stopped doing it, and then he bought his competition.
Bought competition and didn't see the need of it anymore.
Well, I mean, he did it. He bought competition even in the past. Like he bought out, Stampede Pro Wrestling? He bought out other territories, and eventually he bought out WCW and ECW. So there you go. What are your topics that you have on hand?
Okay. That Kenny Omega was one, so let me get rid of that. Well, today this just came in, but AEW has announced for Forbidden Door 2, New Japan and AEW is going to be on their massive 6-show Canadian Summer Tour. They're in Canada tonight in Winnipeg, you idiot. So they're there tonight. So basically it's gonna be a like I said, a six show tour, but so they're gonna be Wednesday, June 28th, Dynamite and Rampage in Toronto, First Ontario, Toronto. Then on July the 5th, they're gonna have a AEW Dynamite and Rampage from the Rogers Center in Edmonton, Alberta. Wednesday, July the 12th. Dynamite only is going to be in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, July the 14th. You have Rampage in Regina, Saskatchewan. Then on Saturday, July the 15th, AEW House Rules, which is their house shows, which is going to be in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's going to be labeled as Calgary Stampede, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean they're expanding into the Canadian market, and they're doing more now, in the international market there. So yeah, good for them. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of because there's been people saying like, oh well, they're in Chicago a lot, and that's all they go to, which is very true. But now it seems like they're kind of expanding. The market for them. So, any thoughts about that there?
Good for them. I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch Forbidden Door. I mean, that was during our 10-year anniversary when we were in Orlando and proposed, and now we're engaged to be married.
Oh yeah, very important.
So, didn't watch that. Missed that, unfortunately. So, but yeah, I mean, good for them. I mean, anyone that enjoyed that show, cool. Just not my cup of tea. But, hey, if it makes money, good. That's all that matters.
Yep. Well, I mean, more than just Forbidden Door, but just them going on, being in Canada, having that summer tour is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, Canada is Maurice can attest to that. Canada's they're hot for their wrestling. They love wrestling, and they're a hot city when it comes to whoever, when WWE was there for that, that whole weekend, like, there was that joke of like, maybe they should just do more international shows in general, because America kind of has sucky crowds depending on where you go to. So, but yeah, I mean, good for them. That's all I gotta say.
right. Well, next here, this is not a huge story, but just something to keep an eye on with contracts for AEW. There is not any non-compete clauses attached to many of the AEW contracts. So basically meaning if someone were to get released, which Tony Khan doesn't do in the first place, but if someone were happen to get released, then they won't have a non-compete as of when someone gets released from WWE. They have that 90-day compete, that non-compete clause. So very interesting there. That's came out, and that was from Fightful Select. It says many, not all. So I guess there are some that do have the 9-day non-compete. So, any thoughts about that?
I mean, I always thought it was weird when WWE released people and they did the whole 90-day non-compete. It's just like, just people got to work. Why can't they work for 90 days? I just thought that was stupid. So,
it's to protect their business. Yeah, I mean, they believe if someone doesn't work for 9 days, they, wherever, let's say they're a hot wrestler, they'll lose their steam a little bit. I'm speaking from like maybe what WWE thinks, but
but how are they protecting their business by allowing people not to work?
So like for example, right? So, and this is a bad example, because Bret Hart, his contract ended. But when Bret Hart left WWF in 1997, and WCW still fucked up regardless, but when he went to WCW, which was like 3 days later or whatever, or however long it was, they, basically you bring in the hottest guy, and that's gonna be a channel changing switcher type of thing. So, not to say that, let's say if they were to release Seth, they're not going to, but just as an example for the conversation, right? Like, would you want Seth Rollins just to, appear on AEW television, the next, few days, the next night on Dynamite, right? That'll be like a huge, momentum shift, at least for the short time being, going over to AEW. So they figure that 90 days is kind of like, kind of derailing that in some aspect, which again I don't agree with, but I'm thinking that's what WWE thinks is trying to derail any type of momentum that that these guys may possibly have if they go to another company.
I mean, again, just let people work. Like that's. I mean, if you want to do maybe a 30-day non-complete clause, I guess that makes sense. That's less of a hassle than 90 days, but
and also too as well, it's kind of like, let's say someone is actively asking for their release, like, hey, well, because there are a lot of people that ask for a release. Okay, well, I'm gonna give you a release, but you're not gonna just go and leave and work AEW immediately. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna have to stay on the shelf for a little bit too. So there's that too. That and plus the contracts as well. If they get released from their contract. In some cases, some people, they get paid out from their contracts. There are multiple clauses in there.
Oh, look, the elite reunites with Adam Page.
Good.
Adam Page did the whole, you better be afraid of me, and then the elite's behind him the whole time. It's like, oh god, how far has this guy fallen? Jesus.
Good.
Let's see. Oh yeah, continue.
No, I'm good. Oh, you're talking about the next story. I got next story here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Get this one off here. I mean, we can talk about this, but we'll, whatever. So, John Cena spoke to AP and about Vince McMahon and his sexual misconduct allegations. A little bit of a quote from here where he says, we all have poor decisions. Lord knows I made my collection of poor choices. That doesn't mean I'm not going to love somebody. There's no way I can go on record and say I don't love Vince McMahon. And a lot of people on Twitter, obviously, they get a big outrage over it. it's like it's kind of like to me, like to me, it's kind of like essentially, right? John Cena has been there for 20 years, right? 20 plus years in WWE. Vince McMahon has been his only boss in wrestling, right? Well, Jim Cornette, but for a little bit. But regardless, like, you know, for the majority of his wrestling tenure life, John Cena's boss has been Vince McMahon, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, Vince has a very infatuation with John Cena, right? As being the top guy, you know, for out of those 20 years, 15 of those years, he's been the top guy, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, he's gonna say he loves him because, you know, Vince McMahon's the one that, you know, basically changed his life, right? Well, Vince McMahon's shoving John Cena down our throats for all those years. John Cena would be in the position that he is right now, as far as being, in Hollywood, doing Peacemaker, doing, you know, the Fast franchise and doing that thing. So, of course, he loves Vince McMahon. Like, and it's kind of like, you know, like a family member as well. Like, if your family member, you know, this is very extreme, right? Let's say your family member, you know, ends up, doing a DUI, right? And, you know, they accidentally kill somebody, right? Kind of saying it's kind of, as a family member, it's kind of like harsh to be like, I don't love you no more, Dad, because you killed that, that poor innocent lady, right? Like, you can, like, be like, Dad, like, that was a stupid thing that you did. That was, you know, what the fuck were you thinking? That was very selfish of you. Like, this family's in mourning. Like, that was, you know, very dumb decision, right? But you're still gonna love your dad at the end of the day because that's your fucking dad, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing in this situation here, where it's like, and you know, obviously they're not family, but in a sense they, you know, they kind of are. They're the extended family because he's been with that company for 20 years. Like, what else would what else do you think, you know, would you want him to say? And I think people are kind of not looking at it from that perspective. Like, they're just looking at it as like, oh, that man, he did sexual allegations. He's, you know, bad person. Like, if you say that you like him, you know, it's like, I get it. I get what you're saying. It's a very terrible thing that, you know, Vince, you know, that it's very terrible that he's even involved in WWE in some fashion still. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you know, John Cena owes Vince McMahon a huge debt to his life that he is right now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like, you're going to support your boy. You're going to support your friends and your family. I mean, regardless, right. Like, it's kind of similar to, you know, Robert Downey Jr. He defended Mel Gibson, and Mel Gibson, you know, was accused. I mean, not accused, but like, you actually saw it, you heard it, where he said, you know, just really heinous things about, you know, Jews, and, you know, he may, you know, drop the N-bomb a few times, and Downey defended him because, like, you know, the way Downey looked at it was like, you know, he's my friend, and when I was going through my dark period, he had my back. You know, when Downey, you know, made his comeback to acting, like, nobody wanted to hire him, and Mel Gibson did a film that I forget the name of it, and I don't think anyone's ever heard of it, but like, he did a film, and like, he wanted to cast Downey in the film, and the studio said, you know, no, we're not touching him. And Mel's like, well, I'm casting him. It's my movie. So he put him in this film that I don't think anyone's ever seen. Didn't really make a lot of money, but it's like, he's my best friend. I'm gonna help him. And, you know, Downey returned the favor. You know, when he became Iron Man, he became the most recognizable actor in Hollywood, and he still defended Mel Gibson. You know, he was like, you know, he's my best friend. You know, you don't just leave your boy just because everyone else hates him. Like, you're gonna defend your boy, and he caught a lot of heat for that. Because, like, how would you defend a racist or a homophobe? Blah, 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 which, you know, it's just like, you know, he's my friend. What do you want me to do? Like, he helped me when I needed somebody.
Exactly.
So, of course, I'm going to defend him. So with John Cena, when I saw that article, I just kind of like snickered. I'm like, whatever. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to think differently of Cena because he's defending Vince. It's like you said, like, Vince gave him his platform to be as successful as he is now. You know, if it wasn't for Vince pushing the shit out of Cena, like, he wouldn't be getting that DC Comics money. He wouldn't be the Peacemaker. He wouldn't have his own show. He wouldn't be in movies. So of course Cena's gonna fucking owe gratitude or a huge chunk of gratitude to Vince McMahon. Like, who wouldn't? You know, The Rock, I'm pretty sure The Rock would say the same thing. I'm pretty sure Steve Austin would say the same. Undertaker's going to say the same thing. You know, so at the end of the day, people just need to stop. You know, Batista, same thing. Batista's probably going to say the same thing. So just people need to stop pretending that things like this bother them.
Yeah, the fake outrage. 100%.
Yeah, selective outrage. You know, it's just like people need to move on. Like, find something that gives your life meaning. Get off the couch. Get off the computer. Go get a job and get your dick sucked. Like, that's all I gotta say. Just leave this shit alone. Move on with your life. So that's all I gotta say.
All right, and have one more story here. Obviously, this came from earlier this week, but just wanted to bounce ideas off each other on the air here. So Bray Wyatt, he basically he didn't show up on SmackDown. He didn't show up at a house show. It was being first reported that he walked out. Right. Okay. Now it's being reported that as of yesterday, at least, Monday rather, that that he's out due to a physical issue, right? So doesn't say what it is, doesn't say what the physical issue is, right? And you know, there's been some people out there who's like, well, he hasn't wrestled. He hasn't wrestled since since the Royal Rumble. Well, that's not true, because he's been wrestling LA Knight on the house show circuit. He's actually had 7 matches since his match at Royal Rumble. He has 3 dark matches on SmackDown and 4 matches on the house show circuit. So currently, right now, the match with Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt is definitely in jeopardy. Right? There's been no mention of Bray Wyatt or Lashley on Raw. They didn't do anything on SmackDown. So, just kind of want to bounce some ideas off of, you know, do we think, and in the initial report that it was saying that, well, he, you know, and it wasn't a report, I should say. Let me retract that. The report of him coming out, of it coming out saying that he's been gone due to a physical issue, that's the actual report. I got that from Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp. But the about a couple hours prior to, there was a rumor, not from anybody in particular, it just happened, right? Saying that Bray Wyatt walked out due to creative, right? So, what do we think it is? Do you think it's more of a physical issue? Do you think it's more of a creative issue? Do you think it's a little bit of both? You know, kind of where you stand with this here, because it's been an ongoing debate on Twitter this week so far.
To be honest, I don't really know what to make of it. It's weird because like I keep hearing different stories, because I saw something earlier today. I forgot if it was today or yesterday, where like they said, you know, the match is still on for Mania, and I guess they're just gonna cruise the way through Mania essentially. But
I mean, they should have had Bobby Lashley do a promo then, if that was the case.
So I mean, like,
it's kind of weird.
So like, as far as a physical issue, like, I mean, it's weird. Like, it'd be weird for WWE to like say, "Hey, we have to put out a potential fire," or we have to put out a potential fire. So let's just say it was like he's out for a physical issue and he's not walking out because we don't want another Sasha, we don't want another CM Punk situation. So we're going to try and nip this in the bud as soon as we can, so we can get this match out of the way. Like I honestly don't know. So let's say Wyatt did possibly walk out. To me, it's just like it kind of makes him sound ungrateful, because like they let him come back and they essentially give him free reign on his creative, and also his gimmick and the whole nine. And it's like, regardless of what I think, everyone else seems to enjoy it somehow. I mean, he gets a reaction, he sells merch, so, good for him. But it's like, is it a thing of he wants more creative control and they don't want to give him more creative control, or maybe he just, I know he said before, he was dealing with depression, so maybe it's a mental health thing. Maybe that's the issue. I know it sounds like I'm giving a cop out, so I'm really not. It's just it's a very confusing situation because we don't really know what to make of it, because it was all over the news on Monday, and
Monday before Raw,
right? And then it just went away. So we really have no idea on what to make of it. If it truly is a physical thing, maybe he got hurt, maybe it was the thing with Cody where he was getting in shape for the match and he got hurt working out. Maybe that's a thing. But as far as we know, there really is no other information. There's not even rumors. There's not even Sean Ross Sapp or anyone else like Dave Meltzer with their sources. We don't know. But what do you really make of all this?
I'm gonna look at both sides of the coin here. If it's a physical issue, it has to be something to where that he can't perform at WrestleMania. Something like his leg, elbow, something to where that he physically can't perform. There's been some people saying, "Oh, it's his hand, it's his finger." Okay, if it's his finger, that's not going to stop him from not competing at WrestleMania, right? It has to be something very, very more, right? Mm-hmm. That's the official report that came out, saying that it's something physical. We don't know what it is, right? There are people saying that, well, hey, or speculating rather, saying, hey, I think the match may still go on. Okay, if that's the case, Lashley should have done something on TV. There was nothing that was done on TV. If Bray if it's just something physical, right, and the match is still going on, then Bray should have at least came out and cut a promo. They can stare down face to face, whatever they want to do, right? But there's been nothing with that. I am into the belief that this is something more on the creative aspect. This is just me speculating. I'm not saying that this is true. I'm not saying that this is 100%. I am leaning to more something on the creative aspect. Because of the fact that, and I mentioned this before, Vince McMahon's back. Vince McMahon came back, and look what's kind of happened with, obviously people say, oh, well, he's back just to sell the company. Okay, that's one of it, but if you think that Vince McMahon is just coming back to sell the company, and only the company, that's kind of crazy. This is Vince McMahon we're talking about, right? This is the same man that wanted to do a fucking incest angle with his daughter, right? Mm-hmm. This is you can't give this man the benefit of the doubt that he's only coming back to sell the company only, right? I'm sure that may be his attempt, but while he's back, he's going to, and they're obviously not going to say it on TV. They're not going to come out and say publicly, right, saying that he has creative control. He has creative control in some aspect. Believe me, he doesn't even need to be there. He could do all this shit from home. He doesn't need to be there, for the meetings or anything of that nature. He's probably just now realizing that. But I kind of question this as well. That to me, it's weird that Bray Wyatt would supposedly walk out before WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the biggest payday of the year. Mm-hmm. Why would you walk away from that money? So it may be something bigger than all this here, but to me, I really think that, and this is my personal opinion, from what I'm seeing right now, from the from what's being seen right now, I'm thinking that this is something more on the creative end, right? And I mentioned this before. I mentioned this last week. I said that Bray Wyatt, when he first came back, what kind of promos was he doing? He was doing a little bit more of the, hey, this is, this is not Bray speaking, this is me, Wyndham, and, he was doing more of the real type of promos. You know what I mean? The more real feeling promos. I mean, you're gonna get your spooky shit in there because it's Bray Wyatt and that's what he likes to do, right? But at the same time, it's like something drastically changed. Not just with Bray Wyatt, just with some of the lore aspects in WWE. We didn't talk about it much, but Bianca Belair and Asuka. Asuka's back to dancing. Oh, she wasn't doing that. She wasn't doing that shit when she first did this little heel turn here. Not this heel turn, but this new character change here. She didn't do none of that shit. You know what I mean? You got stories are not being built, not being told right. Like with the being back on TV, Maximum Male Models, right? They weren't seen much, if at all, when Triple H was in charge. You know what I mean? I mean, he's in charge still, but like when he's, have full creative control. You mean to tell me that now all of a sudden they're gonna try to put, Otis as Otis, as a pun off of obese? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's very. I won't say like it's. I'm not saying this is 100% happy. I'm just saying that you can't just go in with the thought process of like, oh, this man, he's just back to sell the company only. And I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And maybe he is back to sell the company because, or this is just me. Now it's just me. Putting on my tinfoil hat here now. Or maybe this whole selling of the company is a front because they know that no one's gonna take $9 billion. No company out there is gonna pay $9 billion for WWE, and maybe this is another way for him to get back in control in some aspect. I don't know, but it's just weird. It's just weird that Bray was doing these promos and when he was doing the Uncle Howdy stuff originally, it was very mystical mystique. But I think there's something somewhere that something fell off because remember Bray Wyatt, he had his own team to write his stories. He got that one guy that ended up getting hired by WWE to write his own stories. I haven't heard anything about that. I haven't heard anything because I believe he's on Twitter. I haven't really seen anything coming out from him saying anything that, hey, what you guys are going to see is going to be great or anything like that. And I don't suspect him to either. But just at the same time as well, I just really find all this... The timing of this is very strange, for sure. So, we'll have to wait and see. I won't be surprised if we see some... I'll put it to you this way. I won't be surprised if we see something saying that Bray Wyatt is released from WWE yet again. Or if we get this match at WrestleMania, if it's that hokey bullshit that we normally see, I won't be surprised if it comes out, 3 or 4 months down the road saying that Vince McMahon was behind some of the story being told at WrestleMania. I mean, really, really the only person that I feel for is Bobby. Like, Bobby Lashley, I feel for him because, he's the one that was put into this here, and originally this wasn't the original idea. I believe the original idea was Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley again at WrestleMania. Even though you know how I feel about that, having them having another match, I would rather have that than what we have right now with Bray Wyatt and almost being involved in this fashion for WrestleMania. So. We'll have to wait and see what they do here, but it's very to me it's very strange that this is all happening a couple weeks before WrestleMania.
We got RJ in. What's up, RJ?
The sky.
Hey, you're not wrong.
Put your hands in the sky, motherfucker.
Reach to the sky, boy.
That's right. Yeah.
But RJ, what do you think about what Justin just said about the Bray Wyatt situation?
Bray Wyatt's going home. He's hurt. He's beat. He's tired. He's still sick and tired. Vince McMahon's in charge. He doesn't know what to do anymore. It's ridiculous. Yada, 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 yada. The man has a physical issue, I guess. I mean, do people remember or forget that this man had a big-ass knee brace on his knee as soon as he came back? And everybody was like, why isn't he wrestling? Do you guys not see the brace on his knee? Like, it's probably something to do with the knee. He's always had knee issues. Like, I mean, if I had to take a guess at it, but I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, the plans maybe that they had for WrestleMania fell through, and maybe that's another thing to, hey, just go back home. Let's go back to the drawing board. Something, I don't know. It could be anything, really. I mean, I wasn't in the room. We weren't in the room, so I don't know what to think. But all I know is that, hey, they got to figure out something when he comes back. That's all. They got to retool something. Maybe use this time. Maybe this time away could be a little bit of a blessing in disguise. Maybe they can go and retune some things. Maybe tweak his goddamn character, something. I don't know. But I mean, with a break, ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you can always find some type of positive out of a break. Like I said, retune some things. Anything could happen when he comes back or whatever. But I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't really surprise me. The return is not. And this is coming from a big Bray Wyatt fan. The return itself was good, but the material afterwards has just been declining, you know, and it's just like, it's disappointing to see, you know. I just hope that you can keep it simple and just do something when he comes back. So, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Wasn't in the room, but if I had to guess, probably if it is a physical issue, it probably has something to do with the knee. But if it's not, then I would cite creative differences.
It may be a little bit of both.
Probably so.
Kind of like Austin. You know, I know it's kind of like vastly different, but you know, Austin left, you know, for both creative reasons and also his health. So
right.
Maybe that's kind of a thing.
Maybe.
So,
I mean, we don't know. We just don't know. I mean, they're throwing it all out there. They're trying to throw all kinds of explanations out there and see what sticks. But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was both, a little bit of both. So I guess we have to see what happens in his future. Look, I want to see this man succeed. Like financially, as far as like selling merch, this, that, and the other, he is a success.
Right.
As far as like gaining people's interest, whether you guys like him or not, he does gain people's interest. It's just that we have to figure out ways to get to some of these stories a little bit more quicker. And we have to find out what really works and really makes sense in the wrestling world of 2023. You know, a lot of people compare him to The Undertaker in a sense where, you know, The Undertaker got away with spooky shit and this, that, and the other, hanging guys and blah, 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 blah. Is that really this worse? In certain cases, yeah. In certain cases, yeah. But, yeah, they just have to find out something concrete and solid for this guy that can actually flow well with the wrestling world of 2023. And just come back and see what you can do. So,
his last match that he's had was on the 26th of February, where he had a street fight against LA Knight. So,
which I heard those matches are actually pretty good too.
So
I'm like, why couldn't they just do that at the Royal Rumble? Like, why did we need to have the fucking Neon Club special at fucking Royal Rumble? Like, we could have just had a fucking. You could have kept it simple. Him out there, you know.
I think the sponsorship killed it.
Yeah. Like, if you just wanted to have Bray Wyatt, you know, okay, he could have unveiled the new mask, this, that, and the other after the match or whatever. But you could have kept it simple with the street fight. You ain't had to do all the spooge.
They could have easily taken out that fucking Hardy, whatever the fuck that dipshit was, and given all that time to that match. Like, they could have easily done that, but I don't know. They wanted to have that guy perform, so go figure.
Yeah, they wanted to have the fucking janitor perform for whatever reason. I have no idea.
And just
it's not even good. Like, everybody in that stadium was silent, wasn't they not, Drew?
They were booing the fuck out of that guy. It's like, you know, as soon as he said, "Yo, good night, San Antonio," nobody cares.
It fucking sucks. I haven't even heard of this guy. I'm not even a big country guy, you know, enthusiast or anything like that, but I've never heard anybody, and I hang out with a lot of like rednecks and stuff like that. I have never heard anybody bring up Hardy before.
Yeah, like in San Antonio, like in Texas, rather, like we're huge into country. I'm not, but you hear it around, and like you hear people talk about certain people, His name. I never knew who he was before
Oh, neither.
WWE.
It's like in Texas, it's George Strait. It's Brad Paisley. Carrie Underwood. That's another name, but fucking, I don't know who
Luke
this fucking
Combs. Like I know who that. At least I know who he is. Like Luke Combs.
Luke Combs, yeah.
What was his name? Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan.
Yeah, like I know these
Brown.
guys. Kane Brown. Yeah, I mean, like I know these guys.
Darius McRae.
Okay, well, shit. Oh my god.
I like his stuff. He's good.
Yeah. Fuck Hootie.
Oh, you bite your tongue. You bite your tongue,
it's
sir.
Darius Rucker. Never mind.
Darius Rucker. Sorry.
Darius Rucker. Tim McGraw. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
they got it all, you know?
I know the names. I never heard of Hardy.
Never heard of this fucking guy. Never. Like I said, South Carolina, you can find people bumping country music in all kinds of ways. Hell, half of my neighborhood is white.
Yeah.
Besides my neighbor that lives right beside me, they're black. But every other person around us is white. So we hear country music all the time, you know? So it's like, but I've never heard of this fucking guy Hardy before.
I mean, he's like that new wave of country music. You remember RJ that Joe Numbers was like, you know, it's like that country music where it's like, I got my jeans in my car on a Friday night. Got my jeans in my car on a Friday night.
Yeah.
It goes vroom vroom.
Yeah, it's like, not good.
It's bad country.
Not good.
But
not good. Florida Georgia Line blows these guys out of the water. At least they had hits. This fucking guy Hardy, go scratch your ass.
I
like I said, he looks
him.
like the maintenance man at Walmart. Like seriously.
But,
I was like, no, because I've never seen this guy before. I was like, who? I said, who like the janitor in the ring? When he hit, who did he hit? Did he try to hit Solo with a guitar or something like that on Raw?
Yeah, he hit
like the janitor in the ring.
He hit Solo, and Solo didn't sell it. Like, just thought that's funny.
And then people were trying to attack me on Twitter, telling me some, you don't know who that is? No, I don't know who that is. Who the fuck is that? He's Hardy. He's the greatest country singer. I ain't never heard of him before. I'm no country man enthusiast, but
he's shit, mate.
Never heard of this fucking guy before. Ever before in my life. You know, so yeah, I mean, you're right about that, Drew. I think that whole thing, it's just been rushed. I don't know, like it just hasn't been good. You know, whether it's on Bray, whether it's on the company, we don't know. We're not in those meetings, but there's enough blame to go around for all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the performances, the storylines, and just a lot of different things just ain't clicking. You know, it's just not clicking. So if there was some type of agreement, hey, you know, you're dealing with this right now, but go ahead and just go home for a couple of weeks and we'll figure something out. If that's the case, cool, fine, whatever. If not, then I don't know. Just bad times ahead, I guess.
Yeah, and all in all, we wish nothing but the best for Bray, whatever he's going through, whether it's physical or mental. You know, just we hope he's okay. You know,
yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, he's a man. He's a human being, and he has kids. He's got a family, so you want him to be okay. So
yeah, exactly. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the fucking guy. You know,
right.
I just wish he would go back to. I like the look that he had when he came back. You know, the whole, the jeans, the little the suspenders, whatever. You know, I just wish he would just keep it simple and just be an ass kicking machine.
That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying.
I don't need. I don't need Uncle Howdy and all. I mean, even though I get a little kick out of, I do get a little bit of a kick out of the Uncle Howdy stuff. But I mean, the other spooky shit. No, just keep it simple, man. Just I'm coming here to whip ass. Just talk to the Undertaker. Undertaker fancies Bray Wyatt a lot. Wanted him back. This, that, and the other. Talk to the Undertaker about how to keep it simple. Be an ass kicking machine without all the cinematics and all this other stuff. Keep it simple. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Or if you want to do cinematics, go back to being Colt Bray. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
but other than that, just keep
great.
it. Yeah, Colt Bray was great. You know what I'm saying? Have a new Wyatt family. If you want to bring in Vincent, Dutch, whoever the hell, do that. But this whole, supernatural characters, the Uncle Howdy, this, that, and the other, Like I said, I do get a little kick out of the Algaudy stuff, but at the same time, it is stupid, So I just want them to keep it simple. That's all.
Right. Justin, is that it for the news?
That's all I got.
All right. So here's
Did
what.
Did you guys talk about the Pete Dunne thing?
Oh, that Triple H apparently wants to go back to him being Pete Dunne and not Butch.
That is a big mistake. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that's a huge mistake.
I mean, I personally don't really care. However, to me, if Pete Dunne or Butch, if they see something in him more than just being a tag team guy, and if they see a future for him, and being in a top level guy, to me, there's no way you're gonna do to me, it's kind of hard putting in on a poster or on a marquee, Butch versus Seth Rollins WWE Championship. Yeah, it's kind of So I guess Pete Dunne, which is not really that much better, is but Pete Dunne versus Seth Rollins, I get the first and last name does matter, but to me, it's a non-news story at the end of the day.
I just think that it's a big mistake if you're trying to have Pete Dunne, the whole entire character of Pete Dunne, which Monty used to say it all the time, him and his sad lesbian face and this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? If you go back to having all that, him not emoting, him not connecting to the audience, then it's gonna fail on the main joster. I mean, come on. Does anybody see the reactions Dexter Lumis gets? I mean, come on. Johnny Gargano, a bunch of other people.
But
go back to that.
People already know about Pete Dunne already, or Butch already. So I get what you're saying, but if they will allow him to be more of his progress type of character that he had with, Mustache Mountain, I think that will probably do a little bit better. But
where he was biting people's middle fingers.
Well, yeah,
that was great. I love that.
that was some great shit. That was some good shit.
That was some good shit. You know what, Justin? I like the way you think, buddy. But yeah, I you know what? I didn't even that flew over my head. But I was thinking, okay, if you do Butch, you do the characteristics of Butch, him being this rabid man, but also having his Pete Dunne character where he's cracking the fingers, he's wrestling like Pete Dunne. I think that's fine. Fuse the both.
Yeah,
Fuse both of them. That's all.
Yeah, they don't have to totally change everything about him. You know what I mean? If they want to just change the name, but still keep the same aspects of the Butch character, I don't really see anything wrong with that.
Right, that's what I want. I hope that's what it is. I hope he doesn't go back to being, I'm walking down to the ring, looking angry, put my fist to both my cheeks and bow, and that's it.
With Pete Dunne,
I don't think that's gonna get over, man.
You mean RJ knows how I feel about Pete Dunne. I mean, like Pete Dunne in NXT, I was never really that crazy about. When he became Butch, I sort of warmed up to him a little bit because he showed he had a little bit of personality, and he fits with the group with Sheamus and Ridge because you can tell those guys are really good friends. And a guy like Pete Dunne, I think, works better in a group. If it's just him by himself, it's basically Dean Malenko. It's not that interesting. He's a good wrestler, but not that interesting. So, I think him going back to Pete Dunne, possibly. I think it's like Joey says, it's a nothing burger. I don't think it's really going to change much. I mean, if he's the Butch now, but he's just going to be Pete Dunne, whatever. It is what it is.
This is what they should do. Sometime in May or, this is what they... Okay, I just thought of an idea right now. So they're going to have Money in the Bank in London, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Stay with me for a second. Whoever the tag team champions are at the time, they will go up against the Brawling Brutes. Leading up to it, there's, kind of dissension, not really, with the Brawling Brutes or whatnot. Brawling Brutes lose. Pete Dunne gets in Ridge Holland's face. Sheamus comes out. And all of a sudden, you see Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, Mustache Mountain reforms as a heel group.
Yeah.
I'll get a huge pop in London. Trent Seven, he's older, obviously, so he'll be like the Buddy Roberts. He'll be like that third wheel that won't wrestle too often, but you can make Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne this new heel tag team, and Tyler Bate as a heel is kind of I don't know if I love that too much, but if it's in order for him to get over, and having Pete Dunne there, I think that will be a good idea, because they were tremendous in the British indie scene, and
they were.
Yeah, I think, and obviously they're going to get a huge pop. The smart fans, in the States are going to love it as well, right? And all they really need to do is because, like think about it, like you got Imperium, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have no right to be over. Like with the casual audience, they have no right to be over, right? Mm-hmm. What's getting them over is because they can wrestle damn fucking good and they're legitimate. It's the same thing that will happen with Mustache Mountain if they give it that same chance.
And plus, Gunther is he's that obstacle that a lot of the heroes have over.
Right.
That makes a good villain,
Right.
And a good villain is gonna get over.
Right.
So that's to Gunther's credit and stuff like that. See, people thought he was dead in the water after the name change, and a year later, look at it. Look at us talking about him now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That was before Vince left, by the way, but I get you.
yeah, but it's just like, all right, like he's still rolling. But I think that could be a damn good idea. That's assuming Trent Seven hadn't signed a deal with AEW though.
No, he's. I think that was just like a. It wasn't a one-time thing, but he didn't sign with AEW. He's not all elite at all.
That's good.
Yeah, good.
I like Trent Seven too. The like you said, the only knock on him is that he's a little bit older. But
yeah,
I mean that's not really even a knock to me, because if you can go, you can go. It doesn't matter how old you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as long as you can go, you're healthy. Go ahead, do your thing, bro.
Yeah, he's 40, 41.
Yeah, he's legitimately old enough to be Tyler Bates' dad.
Yeah, that is true. Because Tyler was he's like 26 now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
old ass man.
Yeah. But those guys are entertaining together though, and I do like that idea. I kind of hope they do it now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the main event at hand of a topic that I have. So I talked about this with RJ a little bit on the Trifecta thread. Justin, so Dave Meltzer gave his star ratings for Revolution. I don't know if you saw them. Yeah,
I saw them last week, yeah.
So, and this leads to something else I might have borrowed from Wrestling Soup. Might have borrowed. So, if anyone doesn't know, at Revolution, Dave Meltzer already put out his ratings. So, the Lucha Brothers and Mark Briscoe versus Arya Daivari. And who was his tag partner?
Mark Briscoe?
Slam Master J.
Slam Master J.
Oh, wait,
Well, Slim J. No. Tony Nese.
There you go.
Nese.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about the pre-show match. That's why. Okay, yeah. It was Joshua's Arya Daivari and Tony Nese.
That match got 3.5 stars.
Okay.
Ricky Starks versus Chris Jericho in the final burial match. That match got 4 stars.
Wait, the final burial match or
no. Ricky Starks versus Jericho got 4 stars. Jack Perry and Christian got 4 stars as well.
Oh, okay, got it.
Wow. That match with Jericho and Starks wasn't even all that.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to put it to my rating, that would be close to like a 3-star, 3.5 star.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was a good match, but it wasn't. I don't think it was on equal playing field as Jack Perry and Christian.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
House of Black versus the Elite for the World Trios titles. That got 4 3/4.
Yeah.
The Triple Threat Women's match with Jamie Hayter, Saraya, and Ruby Soho. That got 3 stars.
Okay.
That was a bad match. That should have got I
definitely
definitely.
a little kind there.
I'd definitely take a star off of that. That was a bad match. Do you want to know how many stars John Moxley and Adam Page got for their Texas Death match?
Yeah, I'd say it's a 5-star. Yeah,
5 stars.
which I very much so in somewhat of agreement. I don't know if I put it 5 stars, but I'm not mad over that.
I'm not mad. It's just, again, the absurdness. Wardlow versus Samoa Joe for the TNT Championship. That got 2 1/4.
Which I think that match is better than the women's match. But I think a lot of people was just kind of on a like that. That was the piss break match, unfortunately, right? And I don't think many people actually sat down and actually watched the match. But to me now the match should be a 1 star. If you want me to be honest, because look what happened. Wardlow fucking few days later. So it should be a 1 star if you want to be honest. But as a match itself, I think it's better than a 2 and whatever it was.
All right. The Guns versus the Acclaim versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. That got 3 1/4.
Your favorite wrestler.
Oh God. The main event, the Iron Man match between MJF and Bryan Danielson, that got 5 3/4.
Okay, yeah.
No
I think with the exception of Ricky Starks and Jericho, maybe Jamie Hayter and Saraya, maybe that could be like a 2.5. And Wardlow and Samoa Joe, I think the star ratings up, give or take a star or half star. I think they're pretty accurate in my opinion.
So this caused me to do a little research. So I looked up a list of wrestlers that have not had 5-star ratings from Dave Meltzer.
5 stars.
And I have the list right here, and I will read it off. Kurt Angle.
That's insane.
Adam Page has a 5-star match over Kurt Angle.
You can't believe it.
Justin, any thoughts?
Oh, not really. I mean, like to me, I don't really like with the whole star system. Like, I just can't compare it to my ideas to what it actually is and see if I'm kind of in the ballpark or in between or like, oh yeah, that sounds about right. Like, yeah, should Kurt Angle should have a 5-star match? Yeah, probably so, right? But I'm not gonna, really not stress, but like really worry about it. He definitely should have 5-star matches. Like, I think that Benoit Kurt Angle match from Royal Rumble 2003 was fucking amazing. Definitely, in my opinion, a 5-star match. But and at the end of the day, my opinion is more valuable than Dave Meltzer's opinion because it's coming from me. Like your opinion, Drew, is more valuable than both of ours because it's coming from you, right?
Right.
And RJ, your opinion is better than both of ours because it's coming from you. So, I mean, I just don't really, But yes, continue.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
He's never been that workhorse guy. That, yeah, no, he's mostly character. So okay, not surprised.
Mr. Perfect.
Okay. So let's say this. This closest 5-star match that he's had in WWE was him against Bret Hart at the 91 SummerSlam. That was his best match he's ever had in WWE. Outside of that, in the AWA, he's had a lot of great matches. Him and Nick Bockwinkel when he won the AWA title. Nick Bockwinkel at that time was older, right? I'm not surprised that he doesn't have a 5-star match because a lot of the guys that he was wrestling, like, there was very few people that can go with him. And back then in the 80s, it was more about show, not about, especially in WWF. Like, any WWF match from, like, 1983, between 1983 and I guess, if you want to go through, like, 1995, if you, like, there are no 5-star matches in there, which I don't believe that there are. I wouldn't be surprised because it was more about showmanship than anything else. It wasn't about the in-ring product. So, I'm not surprised by that. Like, if Henning was more in the NWA at the time, he would definitely have some 5-star matches in there. So I'm not surprised by that.
But Adam Page has a 5-star match over him. Let's see.
I mean, because nowadays it's more about work, especially AEW. They put on better work rate matches than what WWE did at the time.
Work rate.
I mean, it's true. I mean, you can like I'll be honest with you. I watch fucking these matches religiously still to this day. I go back and watch it. Oh, let me look at 1992, January of 1992 WWF. These matches lasted for like 30, 3, 4, 5 minutes. If you go back and look at some of these cards, right, even for pay-per-views, I think it was like WrestleMania like 7. They had like close to like 15 matches. A lot of these matches were very short. Like Mr. Perfect went up against 7. It wasn't the Genius. Who the fuck did you go up against? Oh, Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man at 7. It's like Big Boss Man, good worker, but like nothing that's gonna get a 5-star match. So, I mean, again, like if Mr. Perfect was in NWA or AWA at the time, or he wasn't AWA, but like if he had more workers that he can actually work with to his level, because no one was working to his level. There was only a few people that was actually working to his level. Him, Bret Hart, not even Macho Man. Was there. Ricky Steamboat, right? We didn't really see those matches a lot in WWF, and hence why he doesn't have any 5-star matches.
Yeah, I get what Justin's saying. Even going back and watching certain matches from WCW and WWF, as I'm just binge watching old stuff. Matches that long back when we were growing up, back when we were kids.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it. I get what Justin's coming from.
And on top of that as well is like you're like compare. It's kind of it's unfair to compare today versus in the past, right?
Absolutely, I agree.
It's so subjective as well. Everyone has a subjective opinion when it comes to professional wrestling. So like what Dave Meltzer enjoys is not what WWE or WWF was. Like, he's more into the work rate. He's more into the actual, athleticism in matches. And, Mr. Perfect, like, if Mr. Perfect was coming around today and he was a little bit more athletic than he was in, 1988, I'm more than sure he'll have fucking 5-star matches because he was that damn good. But, if you take, for example, Hangman Page or Kenny Omega, you put him back in fucking, 1987 WWF, well, who the fuck do they have to work with? You got Andre the Giant, you got, Kamala, you got in Giant, Hulk Hogan, you may sprinkle one in there with Macho Man or Ricky Steamboat, or Shawn Michaels and the Rockers, right? But then again, you're gonna have to go up. Then again, you're gonna have a match against fucking King the African Dream. You know what I mean? So to me, it was a different time for sure.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, it's just Dave Meltzer likes what he likes, but it's also a thing of like you can clearly tell where his bread is getting buttered.
Oh yeah, he's biased. He's biased,
He's very biased.
Yeah,
like for him to give Adam Page and Jon Moxley their match, which is a glorified death match on a shindy show of fucking 5 stars. Like
you said, it was a death match.
It was a glorified. It was a glorified shindy death match. Like that. Like I don't know. Just. We're going to continue. We're going to continue. Edge.
Well, he's never really had that great matches.
But
Yeah,
I mean, you had the Eddie Guerrero ladder match. That's one I can think of off the top of my head, and you had the TLC match. That one should have been 5 stars, right? But I think Edge has never really had a match one-on-one without gimmicks that's been like amazing. Like most of his matches have come with some type of stipulation in some aspect.
I mean, just the match with Mick Foley at Mania. Like,
okay, so let me turn that around. That match is potentially a 5-star match. It was a great match, but Mox and Heyman is not a 5-star match.
That actually told a story because they didn't need to go overly violent, whereas Moxley and Hangman had to be overly violent. They were just being violent for the sake of being violent.
Do you think that the story of Hangman basically be put on a show with a concussion and basically didn't know if he was gonna come back or not as soon as he did? Do you think that the story warranted for that type of violence?
Not really, because it didn't really seem like that had anything to do with Moxley. Like, Moxley just concussed him and that's it. And then he's like, oh, I want a match. And now it's like Hangman's, telling Moxley, I don't want anything to do with you. But then later on, he ends up fighting him. And then at the end of tonight's show, they end up fighting again. So I just again, that was just violence for the sake of violence. Like, it didn't really tell a story. Whereas Edge and, Foley's match at Mania, that told a story.
So Foley and Orton at Backlash, I don't think that was a 5-star match. But that was a very violent match, too. And it did tell a story, too, as well.
Yeah,
in that match.
Mick Foley can tell us. I mean, back in the day, he told a story in the ring, whether he was Mankind or Cactus Jack or even Dude Love, or if he was just plain old Mick Foley. Like, he was good at telling a story in the ring, regardless of what kind of match it was. Even though 9 times out of 10 it was, or 10 times out of 10 it was, a gimmick match. So
right.
But again, just my opinion. But as far as Edge goes, Edge's career has been very you can take it or leave it. Like, he's in my top 20. I like Edge. I've always liked Edge. I think he's a good wrestler.
That's
but
fair.
Like you just said, a lot of his most memorable matches have been gimmick matches. They've mostly been TLC
I liked his
matches.
the Undertaker match at 24. That was an excellent match.
Yeah, that was
Very
a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Good match. What's another good match that he had? I mean, when him and who was it? Him and Rey Mysterio were the SmackDown Tag Champions, and they wrestled Benoit and Eddie at No Mercy. Like, that was a great fucking match that didn't need gimmicks. So, and him and Kurt Angle at which pay-per-view? Judgment Day. Another good pay-per-view. Another good match between those two. So, but yeah, Edge is very much like you can like him or you can leave him. So,
All right, who we got?
Kevin Owens.
He hasn't really done anything in WWE that's won a 5-star match. Maybe him and Sammy at I think it was Battleground.
Yes. No, Payback. Was it Payback?
Was it Payback or Battleground? It was Payback. It was Payback. Right. That one. Really nothing on NXT, and this is probably one of my favorite NXT matches of all time. Him versus Finn Balor at Beast in the East when Finn Balor won the title. I think it was more because of the environment of the crowd, but that wasn't a 5-star match. I think he's had more close to 5-star matches in Ring of Honor than he has in WWE.
Right. I thought his matches with Roman were fine, especially more particular the first one they had.
Yeah,
5-star.
I don't know. It's very close, but not 5-star.
Right. Excellent matches. I'm not taking away from it.
Right. But yeah, just close.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. No, not a complete 5-star performance. I don't recall. Like, Owens has always been solid though, nonetheless.
Yeah, he's been
nothing. 5-star.
Yeah,
in my opinion, and in yours too, apparently. So
yeah. Not yet. I mean, maybe we'll get one this year. But
and the match with wrestling Steve Austin in the main event at Mania. I mean, I don't know if I would call that 5 stars. It's
5 stars.
It was a 5. It was a 5-star. It was a 5-star moment, but probably maybe like a 3-star match.
I'll give it 4 because again, I love Steve Austin. I'm biased, so I'll give it 3.5, 4. I'll give it that. Coincidentally, next is Sami Zayn.
That's.
I think
ever since the shoulder injury, Sami Zayn has been cooling it down with how crazy he gets in the ring.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
He has nothing. He has had nothing on NXT that was a 5-star, in my opinion. He's had a lot of great moments.
Not the match with Nakamura in NXT.
You know what? I'm sorry, I retract that. That's probably one right there. Yeah, I retract that one. I don't know where the fuck I forgot about that one, but I was thinking I was thinking about more of his earlier run with like Neville.
Cesaro. I saw that match live in person. The 2 out of 3 falls of Cesaro. That's a 5-star match. That fucking finish.
Yeah. That may be close to 1 too. But you know what? I think that's before Meltzer became a little bit more into NXT than what he was, because they were putting on early 5-star classics. Like
they were.
It wasn't until like 2017, 2018 where he's like, oh, they're actually pretty fucking good. Let me give WWE 5-star matches now. So, you know, but again, it's he's biased, right? And he determines what his criteria for 5-star matches. Like for me, like it has to be more than just a wrestling match itself, right? There has to be some type of story there. If you understand the story and follow the story, if you're into the story, you know, you can make that, you know, a 4, 4.5, 5-star, 6-star, whatever match, right? You know what I mean? Like from
character progression too.
That too. So like for this year, like I can tell you that, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega from, Wrestle Kingdom this year, that was an excellent match. Now I won't go as high as what Dave did. I think he gave it like a 6-star match, or one of the greatest matches he ever seen, right? I would say, yeah, I would say that's it. I would say that's at least. I'd say it's a little bit over a 5-star, 5-star, 5.25, right? If I were to scale it, right? Drew, most likely, I've probably never seen the match, right? Probably doesn't give a damn, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'll probably rate that. If you were to watch like one, has okay, that's a 3-star match. I mean, I can't dispute what he says, because he's not into that. He's not into that story. He's not into New Japan that much, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. So that's why it's all subjective at the end of the day. And with
Right.
Dave, he's definitely into the Japanese New Japan wrestling. Like, I'm pretty sure that in Impact, nothing Impact has done has been 5 stars, but let's say they have a great gym this year. I guarantee you Meltzer will not rate that 5 stars. He'll probably rate 4 stars or 4.5 stars, but he will not rate that 5 stars, because that's something that he's not into. It's not in the Tokyo Dome. It's not in Chicago. You know what I mean? If it's anywhere else, like if it was there, 5 stars. Since it's not there, 4.5.
5 stars.
5 stars.
And actually, not to pre-plug myself already, but that's one of the shirts I have on my website, which is kind of poking fun at Meltzer, where it's a shirt that says Tokyo 5 stars, Chicago 5 stars, other city 4.5. So it's
That's genius.
No, I legit want that shirt.
I'll put it down below so you guys can check it out. But yeah,
Awesome. Next is this is shocking. Eddie Guerrero.
That's prosperous.
yeah, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard.
Didn't his match with Ray at Halloween Havoc win Match of the Year?
1997 was a great year for in-ring stuff, but you had the Hell in the... Well, you know what? Because Shawn Michaels and Kane, not Kane, and Undertaker, didn't they get 5 stars?
Well, I mean, they're not on this list.
I'm just saying that was both in 1997, so that was Halloween Havoc 97, and I'm just saying if that was Match of the Year, when he rate that higher, I don't know, but whatever.
Well, no, I asked because I remember there was a picture of Eddie and Ray, and I think there's another dude holding the plaque, says Match of the Year. So I don't know.
That's the shirt down below, by the way.
Sweet. Fucking sweet. Everybody go check out my boy. Get you a shirt. Eddie. How does Eddie not get 5 stars?
He had a lot of great shit in ECW. Like the original ECW, he had a lot of fucking good shit.
And the matches with Dean.
But again, I don't think Dave was watching it like that. And he was missing out on some great matches. And at the time, he wasn't if you don't watch something, and every week and get invested into it, normally the match, the match is probably going to get a lower rating, right? Like Same thing with Impact that I just mentioned. We could probably watch like a great fucking match with Josh Alexander on Impact. And some people may think it's a 5-star match, but he just, since we're not emotionally invested into it, we probably are not going to rate it such as high. Kind of same thing with, some of these matches at Revolution, right? If you're emotionally invested into it, you're probably going to rate it higher. We'll probably be on scale with Dave or whatever, right? If you're not emotionally invested into it, then you may rate it lower. I mean, so.
But, RJ, what do you think about Eddie not getting a 5-star rating?
Well, I already said my thought. That's preposterous. How the hell does Eddie Guerrero not, besides Justin's point, and Justin broke it down very nicely.
Right.
But, just looking back, like, you mean to tell me you can't look back and go, oh, man, I might have made a mistake on this.
What match would you say immediately off the top of your head is a 5-star Eddie Guerrero match? Him and Rey Mysterio at Halloween Havoc.
Right.
What else?
Him and Kurt Angle at Mania at WrestleMania 20. Was it 20?
Yeah, 20. I thought that was a fantastic match, and I like the finish too. Him slipping out of the ankle lock and rolling Eddie up, or rolling Kurt up. Excuse me. I
really like that match. Just to go off that match, I really like that match. I like the main event better though. That triple threat.
Right.
So if we're still in that, should both of those be 5 stars? Should one be higher than the? You know what I mean? So
I think that main event definitely is a 5-star match. All three of those motherfuckers had their working boots on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Any other matches you could think from
Eddie and Brock was fucking good too. It told a good story. It was a damn good underdog story.
Right.
And the crowd eating out of the palm of their hands. The action was really good. Goldberg's involvement helped advance another story. You know what I'm saying? So it was something for me, for my match. To me, a perfect match is good in-ring action, connection with the audience, the audience's investment, advancing storylines, and advancing characters. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what makes a 5-star match, in my opinion.
Right.
And I thought that match achieved all of that. You know what I'm saying? It made Eddie became the man that night. You know what I'm saying? Although, business and other stuff will tell you otherwise. But in our eyes, Eddie became the man that night because he won the championship, right? Goldberg and Brock had some program progression. The audience wanted to see Eddie win that championship. The commentators, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just perfect. To me, that's a perfect 5-star match. So
I think
that was a 5-star match.
I definitely think that was a 5-star moment for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me personally, I don't think it's a 5-star match. It's great. I think it's maybe, if I were I think it's like a 4.5. I think Meltzer probably even gave it like a 4-star match. So I would be way higher than Meltzer. I just think that that interference with Goldberg, it definitely didn't decline on Eddie's ranks. Like, oh man, maybe if Eddie would have won clean, that would have been even more. But that's a small nitpick. But it's a fantastic match.
Eddie. It's a fair nitpick. Though.
Eddie's met. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, that's definitely a fair nitpick.
Oh yeah, because you kind of figured it was going to happen. Going into the show, Steve Austin saying, hey, I got a ticket to No Way Out, but I can't go. You want to go, Bill? Just stay out of trouble. And then, Bill comes out and spears, Brock. Which, here's what I liked about that moment is that Eddie he capitalized on it, but they didn't have him win primarily just because, Goldberg speared him. Like, they did the spot where, Eddie tried to bring in the belt and Brock, grabbed him for an F5 and Eddie reversed it into a DDT onto the belt and went for the frog splash. So another match I like that Eddie had, which I don't know if you guys would consider it a 5-star. I thought it was a really good match. It's a match I can watch every now and then and enjoy. Was a match he had with The Rock. It was the night after, I think, Vengeance, where The Rock became the champion. That was, the night when, The Rock was like talking shit to Eddie, saying, which one are you? Who? Yeah, he was like, are you Cheech or are you Chong? And then, he had, he was in the main event of Raw, and it was like an 8-minute match, but it was like really fucking good.
Yeah. Like I don't remember that one, unfortunately. I take your word for it, but
there was a spot in the match where Eddie reverses the rock bottom into a DDT, and I'm like, that was fucking good. Like watching his old stuff, it's like you forget how good he is.
Yeah, no, definitely. And even I fall victim into that. But not Eddie. Yeah, I know what match you're talking about. I've seen it recently, actually. I was just talking to Monty about it a couple of weeks ago. Really good stuff, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, Eddie, man. Whew, Eddie Guerrero is fucking good, man. Really fucking good. So, yeah, I don't get why he didn't have a 5-star match. It's way beyond me, but to go on what Justin said, that could be a damn good explanation as to why he didn't have a 5-star match. But at the same time, it's just like, no, how the fuck, man? It's fucking crazy. But yeah, Eddie Guerrero, man, he busted his ass every night. He was definitely a guy
he's a 5-star performer, 5-star, Hall of Famer. But yeah, 5-star moments. But it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint, with the exception of that Eddie Rey Mysterio match, and maybe Brock and Eddie. It's kind of hard for me to pinpoint that one match where it's like, this is like his Mona Lisa. You know what I mean? This is like the perfect match from Eddie Guerrero. But again, everyone everyone has their own opinions about that for sure. So
yeah, definitely.
Next,
don't worry. Me and Drew are not going to chase you out of the goddamn town for you don't like Eddie Guerrero? Huh? You don't think he had a 5-star match?
Okay, I've loved the shit out of Eddie Guerrero.
How dare you not agree with us? God damn it, get out of here!
Yeah, exactly.
Next is Triple H.
It's all about the game.
I haven't had a 5-star match.
So I think his closest, I think his closest 5-star match was that Mania 20 triple threat.
Definitely.
One match that I believe should have been 5 stars. Him and Undertaker at 28, Hell in a Cell. Amazing story.
I like the match from the previous Mania. I like that better.
27? Okay.
27?
That's fine.
Hey, that was the best match on the card, dude.
That's not saying much from a fucking bottom 3 all-time WrestleMania. That WrestleMania sucked.
That was a great match. That was a great match, though. Can't take that away.
It was a great match. No, I'm not taking it away. I really like that match.
WrestleMania 27 sucked.
I just think 28 is better, but anything else?
I question even continue being a wrestling fan after that year.
Maybe okay. Well, it was a 5-star match, but they obviously didn't rate. But him and Cactus Jack were Rumble 2000.
Yeah. See, and here's the thing. Hold on, not to cut you off, Justin, but I just want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
Mick Foley was really the measuring stick to see how tough a guy really was. I don't realize if people really understand the role or the part he played in making him, Edge, and Randy Orton look really credible in the eyes of like
Shawn Michaels.
And Shawn Michaels too. Everybody in front of what I'm saying, in front of not only just Vince but just in front of the fans. Because I thought Randy Orton was a chicken shit. I thought Edge was legit a chicken shit too. Until they had those matches with fucking Mick Foley, and you're like, God damn, these guys are really tougher than what you really give them credit for. So yeah, like he definitely played a part in making all those guys look good.
Yeah, it's just with Triple H, it's like that saying that Cornette has, where he's the guy that works with the other guy that draws the most money. Which
is fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair statement. I mean, I like Triple H. I've always been a Triple H supporter.
Triple H is the best Triple H for me.
Randy, give me that belt. I said, hand it over now. God damn it. I mean, he's definitely had great matches. I mean, his matches with Shawn were fucking great.
You know what my favorite all-time Triple H moment was? When he fucking chased Lillian Garcia over the barricade.
The former world heavyweight champion, Triple H.
Yeah, he's beside himself.
It's funny as fuck. He like had to fake like he was about to bust his ass over the barricade so she can get away. That shit was funny as fuck, bro. Triple H, oh man, he's fucking. It's the other things he does. It's like the smaller things with Triple H, that you go back and you appreciate about him,
He's always been much better as a face. I never liked him as a heel because to me it's just like, well, we kind of know you're a dick already. Like, just be a face. You're much better. And I mean,
him as the pricky baby face. Yeah, I thought it was better too. I enjoyed him a whole lot later on in his career.
It's like, if I beat you, then that means you can't wrestle anymore. It's like, I got tired of that shit. Him is funny, laid back, shit talking Triple H. I always enjoyed that better. I always thought it was funny. But he's definitely had some 5-star matches. I mean, there's I don't know, but next,
Drew's like, why?
Why? Next is Randy Savage.
Closest one is him and Steamboat.
That's
Mania 3.
Only match you really hear about. Whenever
Well,
somebody goes,
you know what? Him and Warrior at 7.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great spectacle, but it wasn't like a great pure wrestling match. But it was a great spectacle. But him and DDP at Grand American Bash 97. But again, it's kind of like the same thing with Mr. Perfect. Macho Man is my favorite wrestler of all time. Okay, he's my favorite wrestler of all time.
Dig it, brother.
But again, same thing like Mr. Perfect. He was not. He was working with people who was not going to give him that type of match. That'll be a rate of 5-star. If you look at, so let's compare 1988, right? 1988, 1989. You can look and see what was happening in America. Obviously, NWA, WCW had the better product as far as in-ring. Right? It's just night and day. Not to say that they were better, like a better promotion. That was still WWF, but again, WWF was more about sizzle than the steak. Right? If you look at New Japan or All Japan in 1988 and 89, they were doing strong style matches, which probably appealed more. Obviously, it appealed more to Meltzer at the time, where he was rating fucking, the Great Muta, Keiji Muto, 5-star matches, there, right? And if you go back and look at him, I can see why he did it, right? I may not necessarily agree with it, but I see why, because these matches are pretty damn fucking good and they hold up today. But, yeah, it's just, who the fuck Macho Man was gonna get a 5-star match out of? I mean, out of a couple, you weren't gonna get that shit out of Hogan. You know what I mean? You weren't gonna get that shit out of fucking, the Honky Tonk Man. You know what I mean? You weren't gonna get that shit out of, Bruce Beefcake. So, it's, yeah.
Next is Rob Van Dam.
What?
No.
Never had a 5-star match, apparently.
Him and Jerry Lynn at Hardcore Revolution.
Him and Sabu, him and Chris Jericho, him and Christian, him and Kurt Angle, him and Chris Benoit.
Him and Christian,
the ladder match with Eddie Guerrero that everyone still talks about to this day. Yeah, that guy.
Oh man, fucking match was great.
His match with John Cena at a One Night Stand, which I think that was more of a 5-star moment, but still.
Yeah, that was a 5-star moment. That was a 5-star match. Definitely a 5-star moment though. Let me see. Let me see if I can look up real quick.
I mean, hopefully Justin proves me wrong, but Rob Van Dam?
No. He definitely deserves a 5-star matches in there for sure.
Yeah, Rob's had a.
I'm trying to find what you have from. Let me go back to 2000. 2000.
Fucking dudes in my top 10. I don't.
Hardcore Heaven. Him against Jerry Lynn, he only gave that 3.5-star match. That's not right.
Fuck him.
That's not correct. That's not correct. I'm just gonna be honest.
He didn't do enough V triggers.
Oh no! It was Hardcore Heaven 99. That was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, he gave that one a 4.25. That's not correct. That's a 5-star match.
Do you think he didn't do enough V triggers, RJ?
I think that's what it was. I think Rob had that neat cock.
Okay, so he gave Rob Van Dam and Sabu versus Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, who was Hakushi in the WWF. He had a match, a 2-star match. I'm not saying it's a 5-star, but that shit wasn't a 2-star. Again, I'm not too sure if, and I may need to look this up, if Dave Meltzer and Paul Heyman have heat with each other or had heat with each other during that time frame. I'm not too sure. But again, he was definitely watching Japan at that time. Like, the mid-90s, he was very hard on the States as far as wrestling, as far as giving them quality matches. And who knows, like, if you put him in, again, I really think that match at Hardcore Heaven 99, that was a 5-star match. People talk about that match to this day as one of the best ECW matches of all time. That kind of makes me want to look up, like, what's, as far as ECW matches is concerned, like, what is the highest rate ECW match of all time. But yeah, that one I vehemently disagree with.
Yeah, same.
I mean, Van Damme seems like, you put prime Van Damme in today's wrestling, like, fucking Dave will be throwing stars at him.
Yeah.
Like,
so I have
Dave would be throwing his pussy at him.
So it looks like in the history of ECW, these are all ECW, right? Yeah. So in the history of ECW, there's only been one 5-star match in the history of ECW. You guys won't guess it, but it is Juventud Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio. 2 out of 3 falls. March 9, 1996. That's a fantastic match. It is. It is fan-fucking-tastic. But there are some matches on here that I'm kind of... And again,
Keith Randy.
We saw... I'll put it to you this way. We saw a lot of... In ECW, we saw a lot of hardcore matches that is even far past what we saw at Revolution. So, like the glass Taipei match when people got their when the Ron Burch fucking glued glass to their fists and punch each other with it. That was pretty gruesome. So another match I have here is Psychosis Rey Mysterio. Was that 2 out of 3 falls? Yeah, 2 out of 3 falls. Philadelphia show in 1995. Then you have in April 15th, 1995, you have Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. That got a 4 3/4 star match. Barry Legal. Yeah, this was a great match too. This is one I forget about too. But this was and I'll tell you the reason why this match got this high of a rating, because it was all Japanese guys. So the very first pay per view, Barry Legal, 1997. You had Gran Hamada, Masato, I can never say his last name, Yaku, I can't say his last name. The Great Sasuke versus Dick Togo, Takamichi Oku, and Terry Boy. That got a 4.5 star match. And just to round out
Dick to Go didn't get a goddamn 5-star match?
Who?
Dick to Go.
Dick Togo, well... I mean, this is for This is ECW we're talking about here. So
that's what my friend calls him, Dick to Go.
Dick to Go. Yeah. And just to round out this top 5 here, there's a lot more here, but this is a 4.5 star match here. Cyber 7, 1996. 2 Cold Scorpio versus Sabu. So 2 Cold Scorpio was fucking. Like, if he was wrestling, I mean, he's wrestling, but if he was, like, in his prime today, oh my god. He'll definitely be in AEW, though.
Oh, yeah. Half his
and the first thing people are going to complain, well, he's doing all these flips and shit. Back then,
he was doing it way before anybody else.
But another thing, too, as well, like, people are still not doing his moves. A fucking moonsault leg drop, fucking 360, corkscrew leg drop, like... I haven't seen anybody done that shit since, so yeah.
Next, another high flyer, Jeff Hardy.
Yeah. I mean, with the exception of the TLC matches and things of that nature, like there's nothing that.
I mean, the match with Undertaker, the ladder match on Raw. I mean,
but that's like a ladder match. Yeah, I mean,
it was a 5-star moment, definitely.
5-star moment, yeah.
I mean,
it was a great match. I love that match. I love that match.
Just hearing Jim Ross yelling, "Go ahead, Karen, make yourself famous."
Yeah, it checks off my list. You know what I'm saying? Of my credentials for a 5-star match, but you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, once again, it had character progression. Even though Jeff Hardy didn't go nowhere directly afterwards, it was still a moment that people could go back to and go, "That's a night that Jeff Hardy could have been a main eventer." You know, moving forward.
Yeah, I'm not. I wouldn't be mad if that was a 5-star match.
Definitely
At all.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
that's definitely one there.
Him winning the championship for the first time.
No,
Yeah, I
5-star moment, not 5-star match.
I don't know. With Jeff, like I've noticed, like people, it's kind of like with Edge, take it or leave it. Like people prefer him more with Matt, and I can see why. I mean, I like the Hardy Boys.
No, I like him. I like him as a solo. Like fucking when he was a solo when he won the TNA title 10-10-10. Fucking another me is what they'll never be. Love that Jeff Hardy. Fucking Hill Jeff Hardy. Love that shit. Yeah, I mean, but to me, it's like you know, like he like a lot of his matches. If it's like a regular one-on-one match, like he's not gonna get a 5-star match. Ladder matches, TLC matches, things of that nature, it ups it a little bit there. If anything, I think the first TLC match in SummerSlam 2000, that's a 5-star match to me. And the TLC 2, WrestleMania 17, that's a 5-star match to me. So, but yeah, you're here nor there.
He had a match with Shawn Michaels on an episode of Raw that I know I'm sounding like very. Like, it's like, oh, it was an episode of Raw. You had a really good match. Like, it was fucking Shawn Michaels. So, Shawn Michaels can make anyone look good. So, I think that's one of my favorite Jeff Hardy matches was with Shawn. And Jeff actually won over clean.
I mean, there's one match, we were talking about Edge, there was one match, and it was an gimmick match, by the way. Him and Shawn Michaels, I think it was like 2004, 2005, that street fight that they had on Raw. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was a fucking great match.
Was that like a lead up into the storyline with Shawn and Kurt?
I don't remember. All I remember is it was when Edge first got his Alter Bridge theme, right? Mel Lingus. It was, and he was coming out. He was still doing that, his babyface type entrance, right? Mm-hmm. I think it was 2004. Hold on, let me look it up.
Because I think I know what match you're talking about. It was an episode of Raw, and that was Shawn.
Found it. Oh, it was February 28, 2005.
Yeah, that's the match I'm talking about. That was leading up into Shawn's feud with Kurt for their match at Mania 20. Yeah, I know. That makes sense. I remember that match because Kurt Angle came out and beat up Shawn and just said, "I accept."
I haven't seen that match for years, so I'm going to add that to the playlist for the shop. So there you go.
Next is Randy Orton.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't really had anything that's been 5-star worthy. I think his closest thing is probably what I think the summer of 2009. He has some great matches with Cena. Fantastic matches with Cena.
These matches with Cena were 5-star, definitely. Yeah.
I can't really pinpoint anything else. Really, I can't really pinpoint a great Randy Orton match like that. Besides the one with Mick Foley.
Right.
Yeah.
When people go, "What's your favorite Randy Orton match?" That's one of the few ones out of anything that I go back to is that one.
Randy Orton has a lot of 5-star moments that's not actually in ring.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Fair enough.
A lot.
Which is cool. I'm
which is fine. Yeah. I mean, like, not everyone has to be out there be that fucking workhorse. But
right. But Randy, one thing I'll say about Orton's, his shit is always solid though. Like Randy Orton barely fucks up in the ring. He's just, that's just, the matches haven't really called for being, really, really great or really memorable like that.
I mean, the whole thing about Randy has always been like when he's in the zone, he's in the zone, but you can tell when he doesn't care.
Well, is it like AutoZone?
Pretty much.
Zone. Zone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about Randy is that you can tell when he just doesn't care and he just wants to phone it in. And then lately, with the Riddle stuff, you can tell that he's been having fun. Like, he really wants to be there. So, yeah, Randy is... Yeah, I mean, Randy, a good wrestler. I would say he's what you want to be as a wrestler, because he doesn't really make too many mistakes in the ring.
Right.
It's like, the whole thing with Arn Anderson has always been, he's smooth as silk. And
Orton had a lot of boring headlock only matches, and between 2008 and 2013.
Right. 13, yeah.
Yeah, he used to be called Handy Headlock Orton for a while.
Right. I mean, and I say he's what you want a wrestler to be, not particularly my kind of wrestler, but I guess he's John Cena was the prototype. Randy Orton, I would say, is more the prototype than John Cena. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But another OVW alum, Brock Lesnar. I mean, the match with Kurt at Mania, the Iron Man match on SmackDown.
I think a lot of people hype that match up. It's a great match, and I think at the time a lot of people were rating it like a high tier match. That's the closest one, I think. Yeah.
I mean,
you know what? I was gonna say Kurt Angle and him, that Iron Man match.
Yeah, I named that one too. The match with fucking Bryan at Survivor Series, that was great.
Yeah,
it was great. It was great. It was great. Him and AJ as well.
Yeah,
both great matches.
Brock has had great matches with smaller guys. So those are his. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you had to pick any matches out of the bin, those are 5-star matches, definitely.
I won't say they're 5-star, but they're great, in my opinion.
I would say the match with Bryan is a 5-star.
I will, if any of those, I will say his best match. I won't do the Bryan one. Great match. I won't do the Bryan one though, but I will probably say the Mania 19 match and that the Iron Man match were both with Kurt.
His Goldberg. I'm playing.
I don't know. 5-star moment, because that moment popped me for sure. So,
RJ, what say you?
Did you say Goldberg? No.
Goldberg.
I thought his matches with Styles, Bryan, and the one with Balor at Royal Rumble 2020. Was it 20? Was it 19 or 20?
2019.
2019. Okay, yeah, I thought those matches were fine. Lesnar does work better with smaller guys because they can bump around for him, and then when they get their hope spots in, it's a big thing for the crowd to get into, and then he shuts them back down. Then they build their last hope spot up, then he shuts them down with an F5. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's good standard textbook stuff. But yeah, I thought those matches were good. I thought his match with Van Dam was good too. When he first when Brock first popped up on the scene. I thought the match with Kurt was good. I'm trying to think what else. Thought him and Taker in the Hell in the Cell was good. Not the 2015 one, the 2002.
2002.
2 or 3, yeah.
Yeah, it was 2002, man.
All right, 2002. All right, yeah. I thought that match was good. I'm trying to think what else.
The Eddie match at No Way Out.
The Eddie match, yeah. I thought that was fine.
Yeah, that one too as well. Yeah.
I thought. Yeah,
I will say again, that's a 5-star moment. I won't. To earlier, as we were saying, that's a 5-star moment. I personally wouldn't put that as a 5-star overall match.
Right, and like I said, that's totally fair.
Right.
Him basically assaulting John Cena for 15 minutes. That's a 5-star match.
That was a 6-star moment there. Just beating the shit out of him.
I loved it.
Oh, that was awesome. We have quite a few more people. Good thing I have 5 hours on this plan. Finn Balor.
That's
never had one in New Japan.
I mean, a lot of his greatest matches were in NXT.
Debatably, yeah. He hasn't had a lot of great matches, yeah.
Again,
it's kind of like going back to saying, like, with the Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, is like, well, if you haven't, seen their New Japan work or seen their Japanese work, like, some of their matches are probably better what they have in the States, or vice versa too as well, because there's some people who's had like fantastic matches here, they go to Japan and it's like not as good. So But I'm surprised that he didn't get anything. Like, because for a little bit when he first turned heel, when the Bullet Club was first being formed, he had matches against Okada. Okada wasn't official like Okada yet, but like I'm surprised that he didn't rate a match that high from Finn Balor. Let me see. 5-star matches. Let's see.
While you're looking, I mean, his match with Kevin Owens in NXT was great. When he went back to NXT for that spell, he had a great match with Adam Cole for the NXT title.
Yeah.
And that was after Cross had to drop a title, and I think they did like a mini tournament thing, and it was Adam Cole versus Finn. That was a great match. And then Finn also had some good matches with Cross. It was probably the best matches that Cross has ever had.
Yeah.
He had another great match with Kyle O'Reilly at one of the takeovers.
With Gargano.
So he had a match against Kota Ibushi, Wrestle Kingdom 7, which was 4.5 stars. That was back in 2013. I haven't found anything that was higher than that, so that's very surprising. Yeah, never had a 4-star match in Japan. That is quite surprising. So, okay.
Next, the big dog, Roman Reigns.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious. I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Even though I think it's a little unfair.
I mean, yeah.
To be fair about Roman, Roman is doing the best work of his career, not just, personality-wise, but in ring. Like, with Roman,
also, go ahead.
Roman is, he needs to be led. Not so much as, like, he's a dead dog when he doesn't wrestle someone who's good. You're not going to expect him to get a good match out of Baron Corbin. That's for sure. But, like, he's going to have a good match with guys who are better or almost as good as him. Like, he's had great matches with Danielson or Bryan. He had a good match with Edge at Money in the Bank. He's had good matches with Cena. The match he just had with Sammy, that was almost perfect. And he's also had good matches with Kevin Owens. So, I'm kind of like with you. It's just like, which one of those matches would you say is a 5-star?
Yeah, like, he hasn't had any, unfortunately.
I would say 4 stars. Maybe
yeah, for sure. He's got a lot of those.
AJ, he had good matches with AJ when AJ first came into the company. They had.
I think that whatever happens at WrestleMania, this would be a great chance for him to get a 5-star with him and Cody, because the story's there, right? Cody's gonna try to pull a match of a lifetime, and Roman, he has that capability. He does have that capability, so. I think this WrestleMania match definitely has a great chance to be his highest rated match from Meltzer.
Right. Next, brother. Can you guys guess who the next one is, brother?
Hogan?
Yes, brother. Hogan, brother. Never had a 5-star match, brother.
A lot of 5-star moments. A lot of 5-star moments, but no, that's... unless and again, if you want to go into his New Japan route, even at that, because he could, like, Hogan can fucking wrestle. Like, he was doing Izagiris and shit in Japan. Yeah, so, and not a lot of people know that. A lot of people they just look at what's going on in America, and that's, they don't want to try to, expand their palette, right? Yeah, their wrestling palette, right? Their horizons. And, but, I agree. Yeah, not a 5-star. Yeah, that's fine. It is more sizzle than the stick.
Speaking of sizzle, The Rock. Never had a 5-star match, apparently.
Wow. That's,
because I'm trying to think of a match that would be a 5-star worthy match.
His ladder match with Triple H at SummerSlam, 98 or 99?
98, great match, but just by how Meltzer was judging that year, that wasn't going to be a 5-star match.
Let's see. His 2001 WrestleMania against Steve Austin.
I'm trying not to be nostalgic.
2002 against Hogan.
Match,
Hogan at fucking Toronto. I mean, 5-star moment for sure.
5-star moment. High. It should be at least a 4.5 for sure. I think. Jesus Christ, man. I think if anything, from a pure wrestling standpoint, I think the highest chances of him having a 5-star match will probably be him and Cena at 28.
Yeah, well, all right. That's fair.
Yeah,
Right.
because that was a great fucking match.
Yeah, him and Brock at SummerSlam was good. I don't know if I would call it a great match, but I thought it was good.
It was too short.
Yeah, and the fans were booing The Rock and they were cheering Brock, so it was kind of funny. Yeah, it's fair enough. I don't think The Rock is. It's The Rock. I don't think The Rock needs to have 5-star matches. He just needs to go out there and be The Rock.
Yeah,
at the end of the day. He's still not going to
No.
stink up the joint, but he's still going to go out there and entertain. For the millions. Next is Cesaro, Claudio, whatever you call him.
No fucking way.
Hmm.
Come on, Melton.
I will say not. Yeah, nothing from ROH, because mid 2000s that the ROH was his AEW.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Claudio had a bunch of fucking matches.
Yeah, and also as well
And singles.
that and PWG.
Yes.
Yeah. That's surprising.
Wow.
Let's see what's his high rate match here. Let's go back to 2007 real quick.
Hmm?
Let's see.
Wow. Not even Sami Zayn and fucking. I'm still puzzled. That didn't even make a 5-star list.
Yeah.
That fucking finish alone was insane.
So the Kings of Wrestling, him and Chris Hero versus the Briscoes got 4.5-star match in 2010.
Mm-hmm. That was a fucking good match.
Yeah, that was a great match. Outside of that, him versus Kofi at a main event taping got a 4.25. So that's kind of
that was a good match.
but that's kind of crazy though. That main event taping, like Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Him versus Sami Zayn at NXT Arrival.
That wasn't even their best match.
Yeah, that's 4.25 there. Let me see.
But the fucking 2 out of 3 falls did not make it. That is.
Where is did that happen in 2014 as well?
But the 2 out of 3 falls? No, 2 out of 3 falls happened in 2013.
13?
Yeah, like a few months after Sami Zayn debuted in NXT.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that was he rated that 3.5.
What? Oh no!
He rated that 3.5.
Dave, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No way, man.
I'm telling you, RJ, not enough V triggers. Not enough V triggers.
That's baffling to me. That is fucking baffling. That finish alone blows the Arrival one out of the water.
So
him grabbing Sammy in the air and hoisting him around while Sammy's trying to squirm and him marching around the ring. Then he fucking just throws him up and bang hits him with that. Uppercut.
His closest 5-star match, and I had it here. Oh, where is it?
Me.
His closest 5-star match here was him versus Takeshita for the Ring of Honor World Title on August the 5th. That was a 4, and also as well the Blood and Guts match. Which they got 4 3/4. So
I don't know, dog.
I don't necessarily agree with the Blood and Guts for sure. Like that's that's rated a little bit too high in my opinion.
Next, Christian.
Yeah, he's never had he's kind of the same thing like Edge. He hasn't been like that great workhorse. You know what I mean?
I mean,
He's better. He's better than Edge, though. To me.
Yeah, I've always thought Christian. Yeah, Christian was a much better wrestler than Edge. He's had better matches than Edge. His match.
I can't really point out anything that's a 5-star from him, though. With the exception like the TLC matches and
RVD. He had a ladder match with RVD on Raw. I think that was maybe a great match. His feud with Orton. They had some really good matches.
Yeah, not the 5-star though.
Right. Justin.
Matches though.
All right, go ahead, RJ.
We still talking about Christian, right?
Yeah.
Like even his shit in TNA, Christian had a bunch of Kaz. Without Christian, Kaz wouldn't have even been looked at as a serious competitor. Christian and Kaz went out there. What was it? I know it was in 2000. Was it 2007 or 2008? It was one of those 2 years. I was in middle school. I know that much. And him and Christian had a fucking great match.
I can look it up real quick. Was the ladder match Genesis?
Yeah.
He rated that one 4 stars.
Wow.
And Samoa Joe versus Christian Bound for Glory 4 stars. He rated the King of the Mountain with Kurt Angle, AJ, Chris Harris, the Wild Fat, Chris Harris.
You mean Braden? You mean Braden Walker? The great Braden Walker.
He rated that one 4.25. Well, let's look at those Orton matches real quick from 2011. Money in the Bank. Remember that was disqualification. 3 and 3/4. Him and Orton for when Orton got dropped to the SmackDown. That was a 4-star match, but the highest rated matches were Over the Limit and Extreme Rules. Were 4 and 4.25. But I don't think he's had anything since then that's been that high. He was in Money in the Bank again, maybe between 13. That was a gimmick match, 4.5.
For the All-Star match, yeah, I thought that was a good match. Not even the one with Orton at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that was like 4.25, I think.
4.25, okay.
Or 4, or was it? Well, let me go back. SummerSlam, SummerSlam got 4 stars.
Okay.
His 5-star match was him, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus versus this is gonna get Drew start laughing versus Adam Cole and the Young Bucks.
Wait, repeat that.
So it's Full Gear 2021 5-star match. Christian Cage, Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus versus Adam Cole and the Young Bucks. There you go.
Hey, there you go. They have the right amount of V triggers. Not enough V triggers. Negative stars.
-7.
There's not enough Japanese in here. -5 stars. Next is Justin. You're gonna have to do your research on this one because I don't even know if this is legit. The Briscoes.
What?
They have 5-star matches.
Oh my!
Well, no, yeah, look, they have 5-star matches this past year.
All right, because I got some of these names off of a list from 2017. So that's why I was saying.
But let me look. So that I mean that right there, we can't use the Dave Meltzer narrative for that one because he loved the fucking Briscoes. So that. Yeah. But let me look. Let me look in the past. Mm-hmm. They had 3 5-star matches last year. 5.5 stars for the dog collar match.
Okay.
Which I think was, to me, I thought that was fair because that was outstanding. Let me go back to like 2011. Let's see.
Well, I mean, you already proved me wrong. They do have 5-star matches.
But I just want to see Elias match was like 3 stars, 2.5 stars. Mid 20, like 2013, 2014, like nothing there. So okay, fair enough.
All right, next, the GOAT, supposedly Chris Jericho.
Wow.
Him and Shawn Michaels at 19, definitely to me a 5-star. I think that was the best match of the entire show. Over Lesnar and Kurt for sure. That's the one that springs to mind immediately. But let's look it up. Any matches y'all think? Any matches y'all think that should be a 5-star?
Maybe another match he had with Shawn at No Mercy 2008.
Yeah. I would not say no to that. Or you mean Unforgiven? Or no, you mean No Mercy. You do mean No Mercy. The Unforgiven one was great too, but he gave that one 4.5 stars. So that was close.
Okay.
That was pretty close. He wasn't like 2. I mean, it should have been a 5-star, but like it wasn't like he gave it like a 3-star, 2-star, or something like that.
Right.
He gave the first Money in the Bank ladder match 4.5 stars. 6-man tag on Raw. Evolution versus Benoit, Edge, and Jericho 4.25. Let me go back to like 1997. What's his WCW look like?
His 2 matches with Punk in 2012.
No.
Oh, those are great matches.
Those are very good. No.
The Mania match was great. The street fight I think was better.
Let's see where he rated those. So 2012. Mania, he gave it 3.
Oh fuck.
And 3/4, and 3.5 stars for the Chicago street fight.
Oh fuck that. Fuck that.
You don't like it?
I don't. It's like, come on, whatever. I mean, regardless of how I feel about Jericho now, once upon a time the guy could go out there and have a great match. So
yes, I tell you what, better not be no fucking, you know what I'm saying, no other fucking none of his AEW matches, because to me his AEW matches don't hit, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I just feel like his matches don't hit in AEW like they did in WCW, ECW, and in WWE.
No. Next is I have a feeling we're gonna agree on how we feel about this one. DDP, Diamond Dallas Page.
I mean, I named a few matches from, but he hasn't done anything that was 5-star worthy.
Right.
Yeah. Nah, I agree with that. I mean, DDP was
him and Goldberg had a great match at Halloween Havoc. Not 5-star match, but it was a great match.
Was that the match where the feed cut off?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they had to re-show it.
Let me look that up really quick for him. So 1998 DDP. Oh, come on. So him versus Goldberg, that got 3.25. And let me go back to him and Macho Man at Great American Bash. Great American Bash, that got 3.75. Outside of that, I don't really think there will be anything else I can. Yeah, I mean that I think of. Him the triple. Actually, he had that triple threat at Uncensored '98 with him, Raven, and Benoit for the United States title. That was a damn good match. He rated that one 3.75. Maybe. I mean, WCW 2000. I mean, there's probably gonna be nothing there, but. Him and Johnny B. Bad. They used to have some good openers on pay-per-views. Let me look at that really quick. And maybe, he rated his matches low. He rated his matches like 2.5. So okay, whatever.
All right, next is Justin, your boy. He's back, baby. Jeff Jarrett.
Wait a minute, hold on. Double J, Jeff Jarrett. He didn't get a 5-star.
I love Jeff Jarrett, but yeah, he's never had.
Ain't he great?
Of course not.
J-E-F-F J-A-R-R-E-T-T. Jeff Jarrett. That's my name.
Yeah, he's had nothing that's 5 stars in my opinion. If you go back to his days in Memphis when he was first starting off, like there was nothing there. So
I mean, it's weird because you look at his like credentials. If you didn't really know who Jeff Jarrett was, you saw his credentials. He's like, man, this guy must be one of the best wrestlers in the world. And it's just like you see his matches and you're like, they're okay.
You can say the same thing about like guys like Hogan and like if you don't know anything about wrestling, you just see names and credentials. Is like Andre the Giant, right? Like, oh, you know what I mean? But
I'm more talking about a guy like him who's like he's not terrible in the ring. He's really good, but he's not like
really good.
It's not like a Shawn Michaels where Shawn Michaels had great matches, but he also had more of an impact on the business, whereas Jeff Jarrett didn't really have much of an impact, pun intended, on the business.
Jarrett to me has always been a serviceable guy.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I never like Triple H in a sense. I compared Jeff Jarrett and Triple H a lot, in a sense where they were always guy that worked with the guy that brought the money to the table. You know.
I mean, what's the thing that Mike Graham always said?
Star K99. He had a 4-star match against Chris Benoit.
Isn't that great?
Let me see.
Never drew a dime.
Not a dime.
You gotta do the neck thing. Never drew a dime.
I mean, if you want to look at his TNA stuff, he like, especially early TNA, like he's had like a lot of like 2-star, 1-star matches. So,
I mean, his matches with Kurt were good.
Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
Him wrestling Christian Cage, that was a good match. But like, I would say like the best you can say about his matches were like he's had good matches, but nothing that like makes you go, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Jeff. Nah, Jeff to me nowadays is just he's more of a meme, which is
I really wonder what David's gonna rate this match, him against Orange Cassidy.
5 stars, because Orange Cassidy did his orange punch.
Oh god.
He did his orange punch of doom.
We'll see. But like his AEW stuff so far.
You better watch what you say, Justin.
We'll just do 2022 pay-per-views. Jeff Jarrett versus Effie. 1/4 star.
Damn.
Because Effie's a piece of shit. That's why. Darby Allin's team versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Full Gear. 3.25. Dynamite. For the tag team championships. That was on the January 4th show. That was 3.25 against the Acclaim, and the Revolution match that we already said that 3.25. So that's what I have here listed.
So wait a minute. Dave Meltzer gave Jeff Jarrett and Effie, everybody's favorite wrestler, 1/4 star. How dare you not like Effie? Goddamn, Dave Meltzer.
I don't like Effie. It has nothing to do with like what he does, his lifestyle, or whatnot. But he just seems like a fucking dickweed asshole.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. He does nothing for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't care either way. I'm just joking around. But yeah. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed Jeff Jarrett more nowadays for like meme reasons and comedic purposes, but I just I don't know. He's never, like I said, to me, he's never really been that guy. So.
I'm back, baby.
Wow, Slapnuts appears.
I just love seeing that. Next is the five-time WCW champion, Booker T.
Nah, I'm not down with that sucker.
Love Booker.
To me, I just didn't see that, man.
Yeah. Not surprised. There's really nothing there that will consist of a 5-star match.
Come on, Justin, man. You won't tell me I ain't have a 5-star match, man.
Not even once. Come on, dog. You tripping?
So
You tripping, dog? Oh hell no! The fuck you talking about, man?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, he's again kind of like Jarrett, where it's like he's had good matches, but nothing like really that's like that.
his highest rated star match I've seen so far is $1,023,000 Money in the Bank.
These motherfuckers really trying to tell me I ain't had a 5-star match, huh? Huh?
Let me see.
These guys know they don't know nothing.
Yeah, let me go back to like 1998 when him and Benoit had their first 7-match series.
Batista came in with too much of a chip on his shoulder at the humble man. While Sharmell kicked him in the nuts, man.
Yeah, there's nothing here. Yeah, there's nothing here.
You dig that?
You need to look harder, man.
Yeah, nothing here. He hasn't had that high rated matches, which I'm not surprised by.
We have a few more. Kerry Von Erich.
Texas Tornado.
Well, I mean, he's not the human tornado, but I digress.
So him and Flair at Parade of Champions when David passed away. I really liked that match. Let me scale that back. That was a 5-star moment. I don't know if that was a 5-star match. Let me see on what you had against the Freebirds. So that'll be 1983. 83. Oh, they don't have any. Oh, that's right, because of the News is Over wasn't around then. I mean, it was around, but he wasn't giving rate. He wasn't rating matches until I think until 85, 86, or he wasn't rating everything. So yeah, so Von Erich. So maybe in the 82, 83, maybe we could have gotten something like a 5-star match, because those Von Erich matches against the Freebirds were something to see. Him and versus have you guys heard the story about Super Clash 3, him versus Lawler, the tie unification match? Have you ever heard about that story?
No.
Yeah.
About Von Erich's arm bleeding and fucking he was doing shooting up needles before the match.
Oh god.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good match though. Still, and fucking he was busted open bad. It was fucking eat your heart out, Moxley.
You mean the best wrestler of 2022, Moxley?
Oh yeah.
Pshaw.
In the world.
Pshaw, I say.
Let me see. Oh yeah, when he put the claw on Lawler and just blood was basically dripping in his mouth. It was ugh. You can continue, but I'll just put the picture down in the chat. But yeah,
Drew, you better respect John Moxley's gangster.
I mean, did you know John Moxley invented bleeding?
Exactly.
Yeah, he invented
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry. Oh, I can't do that because of fucking blood. Go fuck yourself, Discord. Jesus Christ, man. Fucking die.
John Moxley told all the women in the crowd, "Hey, eat your heart out."
Next is another bloody guy, Mick Foley.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the King of the Ring. Him and Taker, King of the Ring. That's definitely 5-star moment, 5-star match. Like in my opinion,
Him and Shawn Michaels from Mind Games.
Yeah.
I can put that up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple H at Madison Square Garden. Him and Triple H at Royal Rumble. Edge.
Even that. Even the Hell in a Cell match.
I mean, fuck. The match with Dude Love and Steve Austin. I forget which pay-per-view that was. That was a great match.
I wouldn't put that one there, but you're talking about over the was it Over the Edge?
Might have been.
98. I think it was Over the Edge 98.
I mean,
because 99 was Austin and Taker.
how would you rate him in Rock's matches during that span in '99?
Five-star moment that Royal Rumble 99. I don't know if I'll put that 5-star like actual match.
Him beating The Rock.
You know what? I take that back. To me, that's 5 stars.
All right. What about you, RJ?
Well, like I said, I think him and Edge, Orton, Triple H, matches with Michaels. I thought his matches with Undertaker, especially the King of the Ring one, was really good.
Him and Sting from fucking Bash at the Beach.
Yeah, I thought Mick Foley had a lot of good matches that didn't necessarily require him, bleeding all the time. You know, I thought he had some good matches without blood. So I don't know. I just.
Let's go back and look at some real quick. So, gonna go to 1993 real quick. Where's him and Sting? Or was it 92? Beach Blast. Yeah, it was Beach Blast. That was a 4.5 star match.
I told my girl I had a Beach Blast for her.
Jesus Christ. I have the Best of Bash at the Beach VHS still somewhere in storage, and that was like the first match that came on, and that was my introduction of realizing that wrestlers have worked in other territories before. Because I just assumed it was WWF and WCW, and that's it. And then I see Cactus Jack, I'm like, what? He was in WCW?
Him and Taker, King of the Ring 98, 4.5 star match. Him and Stone Cold, Over the Edge 98. That was a 4.5 star match. Going to 99. Where's the Royal Rumble? Him and Rock, 3 and 3/4. Him and Rock, the ladder match from Raw got a 4-star match. Then we go to 2000, which was him and Triple H, Royal Rumble. That got 4.5 star match. The Hell in a Cell match, as I mentioned, that was a 4.5 star match. So, should these matches be 5-star? In my opinion, yes. He's not far off. Damn it! Why is it not here? Fuck! I don't know why it's not here, but I really want to see how he rated ECW One Night Stand 2006.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with him and Edge and versus Tommy Dreamer and Funk, yeah.
Terry Funk. I love that fucking match. I love that match.
I did too. I thought it was a good match. I thought it was very fun.
Yeah.
I thought Mick looked really. I thought he looked good. He looked good. Yeah. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But hey, maybe it's not for me to get. Once again, this is another man's opinion. So
yeah,
we have 3 more.
5 stars.
5 stars. Roddy Piper.
Red Rod Piper. That's
okay.
Good.
So this was before he started ring matches. 83 first star king. Him and Greg Valentine in the dog collar match. That's a 5-star match. But again, this was before he started rating matches. So, let me look up what he rated him, because I think his best match in WWF was him and Bret Hart at WrestleMania 8.
Mm-hmm.
I love that match. I don't think it's a 5-star though. But I do love that match. So let's see. That'll be his closest match to be a 5-star match. Let's see. So let's go to 90. Let's go to 1992. He rated that match 3.5 stars. I think it's better than that, but anything else before that has like 2.5 star matches. MSG House Show from 1990. He beat this is by count out. Okay, I was like he didn't win the Intercontinental title here. So it was Right Piper versus Mr. Perfect 4-star match. 87.
5-star.
MSG House Show. Junkyard Dog, Ricky Steamboat, Rye Piper defeated Adrian Adonis, Harley Race, and Randy Savage. 6-person tag team elimination match, 4-star. This is really going off other people's opinions at the time because he did. I mean, because these MSG shows they were recorded, but they weren't shown to the public until maybe 6 months to a year later. So, yeah, okay.
Bailey.
Her and Sasha at fucking Takeover Brooklyn. That's a 5-star match.
Yeah.
Right. Period. Point blank. Period. End of day. That's a 5-star match.
How that did not make it, I have no idea.
That was, and again, that was probably before Dave was really starting to understand what NXT was all about.
Yeah, of course, because those Japanese guys is on the roster at the time.
I mean, I'm surprised now. I'm surprised he didn't really up that match because of Jushin Thunder Liger was there.
Yeah, you wrestled Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, so let's see what you rated that match.
Jushin Liger. I love Jushin Thunder Liger. He's fucking great.
He rated that match 4.5 stars. So it's not like he's totally off, but it should have been, to me, a 5-star.
What, you talking about Liger and Breeze?
No, Bailey and Sasha.
Oh, okay.
Good God, no. Outside of that, on the main roster, I can't really think of anything that's like, ooh, that's. I can think of a lot of good matches, but I can't think of, oh man, it's a 5-star. Now for the record, she's had a lot of fucking 4-star matches and 4.25-star matches.
Yeah.
And 20, yeah.
Bailey's good.
She's really good. So
really good. Bailey, it's not all about the booty. Bailey is really, really good in that ring, and she's, I think she's still trying to find her way after the injury and everything like that, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. Why rush to try to go in all hard, only to hurt yourself again? So I don't blame her and Sammy for kind of because a lot of people have been criticizing her work lately. It ain't exactly what it used to be, this, that, and the other. But yeah, think she just came back from a serious injury. She goes down another 9 months. I don't know, man. People are going to start to talk, and will she be looked at the same? So I don't blame her for taking it easy and trying to still find a smart way to work while still working, at a nice pace. I don't blame her not one bit.
Oh, Spurs lost tonight. Thank you, Jesus.
Good.
Good God, we've been winning too much, man. Did the Rockets win? The Rockets beat the Lakers. All right.
Well,
tank mode, baby. Tank mode.
I forgot to bring it up, Justin. Zeke got released from the Cowboys.
Oh, good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zeke Elliott got released.
Yeah,
good. That's big.
Yeah, he's fat.
He's fat. Yeah, I seen that. This guy came in the league cut and ripped.
This fat son bitch.
He's trying to run us all out. He's fat. Make him bleed. Steiner's great. Oh my God.
Last
Hall
one.
Of Fame, a solo Hall of Fame induction this year, please.
Last wrestler that does not have 5-star matches or doesn't have one 5-star match, according to Uncle Dave.
Good old Uncle Dave.
Guys, I want you to guess. Take a guess on who this is.
Scott Steiner.
Is it no, Scott Steiner, he has a 5-star match.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a tag. I think it was him. I think it was War Games 91 where he had that 5-star match. But anyway, let's see. Okay, is that man or woman?
It's a man.
Man. Currently active?
Nope.
Okay, wrestled in the 80s?
Wrestled towards the 80s. was
Is he known as a 90s wrestler?
more so a 90s and a 2000s wrestler.
Okay. WWE.
What was that?
Benoit?
Benoit.
Yeah. God damn it, RJ. Yeah, it was Benoit. Yeah, RJ, you got it right. Yeah, it was Benoit.
Okay.
Damn, that's
Did he kill his family?
Yes. Well, no, it's funny when you ask me, is he active? No. Not really.
oh boy. Ooh-wee.
He hasn't been active for 16 years.
Oh my
He's
god.
been active since I was in middle school.
He hasn't been active since I graduated high school.
He retired in 2007 permanently.
He decided, you know what? I think now's a good time to leave.
Yeah.
Nancy, where you at?
Oh my god.
I don't know why I'm making Benoit sound like Booker T.
Nancy, bring him in.
Come on, Daniel, man. Let me put you in a crossface, man.
Surprising because he's had great matches because he was Wild Pegasus in New Japan. So, that's interesting. Now, okay. So remember when I said, ECW and, the early days of ECW, I'm surprised that Dave didn't really rate a match high. Well, he rated Chris Benoit match high in ECW. It was him and Dean Malenko versus Sabu and Taz for the tag team titles in 1995. Return of the Funker. You can guess who was on that show. That was a 4.5-star match. WCW Saturday Night Tapings, him versus Eddie Guerrero, obviously, 4.5-star match. Wild Pegasus versus Lionheart, so basically Benoit versus Jericho, 4.25. That was 1995. If I go back to 94, he does have a 5-star match. Him versus Great Sasuke. Yeah, it was but in fairness to you, Drew, he was Wild Pegasus.
It still counts as a 5-star. So Benoit is no longer needed on this list.
And
he can enjoy his retirement.
It's very permanent retirement.
Very permanent retirement. I heard it's very warm where he's at.
Jesus Christ. What is his match versus Kurt Angle, Royal Rumble? 4.75. That's a 5-star match.
Oh, come on. That's 5 stars, dude.
That's a 5-star match. 4.75, but that's a 5-star match.
Come on. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. That's going to be less than. That's going to be less
Chris
than.
Benoit and Kurt Angle versus Edge and Rey Mysterio. That was 4.75. And another 4.75 match. Oh, I forgot about this match here. Jericho versus Benoit ladder match for the Intercontinental title at Royal Rumble 2001.
You said, read my lips, I don't like it.
That's 4.75. Triple H and Jericho versus Stone Cold and Triple H for the tag team titles. That's the Triple H quad tier, 4.75.
Mm-hmm.
So he's had a lot of close. And to me, that's kind of thinking okay, that's just you being biased and not want to give a 5-star match to WWE in the mid 2000s.
Right.
Wasn't in Chicago. It wasn't in Chicago or in Tokyo. So.
Yeah.
But
See how good old Uncle Dave wants to play.
Uncle Dave. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the list of wrestlers I found.
That was good.
Yeah, it was fun. There's something else I wanted to try after this, but we're already over 3 hours. I don't know if you guys want to stay up a little longer, or maybe just save this for Saturday.
We can save it for Saturday. Yeah, just
all
like
right.
last time. If we don't have enough questions, we can kind of do a standard show.
All right, sweet. Yeah, that's the show, guys. That was the juicy topic of the week. There'll be more to talk about this Saturday. Saturday will be the Q&A show of March. So if you haven't already, or even if you have, send in your questions. Nothing is off limits, as we always say. And like Justin just mentioned, like the Q&A show from last month, if we have enough time, we'll kind of finish, what I was going to add to tonight's topic on Saturday. So same time, same channel, 8 p.m. Central on the Wrestling Corp Discord. Wrestling Soup Discord. But gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight.
As always, great show.
Yeah, definitely.
And,
glad I was able to stop by and hang out for a few.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But go ahead, boys. Plug your stuff. Whoever wants to start.
I'll just get mine out the way real quick. Obviously, you guys know where to find me. Spinebuster Tees, spinebustertees.com. Quick update. Big news, breaking news. I signed the contract today. I'm going to start moving my stuff in this weekend. I have 2 weeks before I open. I'll be opening up on April the 1st. So, very fucking excited about that. So I'm going to be doing a lot of fucking work to get everything prepared. But, yeah, it's going to be awesome. So, but yeah, spinebustertees.com. A lot of great designs there. Close to 20 designs on the website, as you guys see there down below. I got my 5 stars t-shirt. And like poking fun of what we were talking about here with Dave Meltzer. Also got the brand new I Am Pro Wrestling t-shirt. Also have the I Am the Mark t-shirt. Just Enjoy Wrestling, the Hardcore Wrestling t-shirt. I have a lot of great designs on Spinebuster Tees. Check it out. And follow me on Instagram, Spinebuster Tees.
RJ.
Follow me on Twitter at LilRJ Unlimited, where anything and everything that comes out of my mouth is there's no limits. You can follow me or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel at the RTJXX. Playing 2K. I got my own colleagues, so yeah, like if you guys are interested in watching me play wrestling matches with real people. Well, I mean, wrestlers are real, but with people who are, loco and people who are, on Twitter and stuff like that, then, we got you covered over there. And what else? You can follow our podcast, the Brooklyn Power Trip. Monty changed it to the Brooklyn Power Trip, so it's more of a unit thing now. And you can follow my solo podcast at RJ and the Savage Squad. And then, of course, Drew Yari is hosting the trifecta threat, so yeah.
Well, actually, Monty's the host.
No, but you're like it's going through your feed though.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I mean by host.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you can follow us, over there too. If you enjoy all our work and stuff like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. I was stuttering a whole lot because I'm on Instagram right now, and the Bella Danger is switching her ass around, and it's just getting.
God. Oh my God. RJ always looking at big booty women.
Oh my God. And Cross is in damn good shape, man. That was like a monster. Look at this.
But
Brady Pierce.
Everyone knows
that was an AEW. He looks like fucking. He looks like Michael Hayes. He should run with that actually. Need some more old school characters in wrestling.
Dirt.
Yeah.
That's apparently what Michael Hayes sounds like. Dirt.
What's funny about that is that anytime when I watch I watch a lot of toy hunt videos, so I watch a lot of like the Major Bros. And anytime when I see like a Michael Hayes action figure, that's what they do. Dirt. It's hilarious.
Hey Vince, you need a bottle of water, Vince. You need your feet rubbed, Vince. Dirt.
He sounds just like him.
Looking good, boys. Looking real good.
Oh man, he sounds just like him too.
Dirt.
Michael Hayes.
Dirt. But you guys know where to find me. Twitter, Drew Yari Show. Mostly everybody follows me on here. Instagram's mainly like a, I guess, half and half. It's for the show. It's mainly for like a personal account. So
Yeah.
I'll need to approve if you follow me, but I usually accept most people I know. So, and then I have a Facebook page, which I don't really do much on there. Like the only thing that I'm able to connect the shows, and it automatically posts on the Facebook page. So there you go. I also have a YouTube page, which I want to do more on. I want to try and maybe do reaction videos again, but I need a better camera for that because the camera I have on the laptop kind of sucks. So,
well, one thing you can get, Drew, and this is the one that I use. You just get like a Logitech webcam.
yeah.
Yeah, so like they're like $20-$30 like at Best Buy. So I would just recommend that if you do end up getting a webcam and like you don't even have to like use the full capabilities of the webcam. Like if you want to just do like 720, 30 frames per second, then that's good. So.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely look into that because I used to have a Logitech camera that was like the upscale one. The one was like $80, and that kind of fucked up. So
yeah,
I'll probably get like the one you just said, like the $30.
Yeah, a lot of people, especially like if you're going to end up doing like reaction videos or whatnot. Like if you make your screen, so let's say like whatever like you're reacting to is on big screen, and you make your picture small. Then you don't need like a fucking like crazy ass webcam because everything's gonna be compressed and it's gonna look all the same anyway.
Right, you're right. And then the show you can find anywhere: Google Play, iTunes, Spreaker, which is the home base, as I would say, and also like RJ just mentioned, the Trifecta Threat podcast, which is hosted by Monty. Effective now, it's on the feed. So if you want to know where to find it, you know where to find it. I just resubmitted it back to Spotify, and iTunes is also on iHeartRadio. So yeah, so far we've done 10 episodes, and we usually record every Sunday, and the episode comes out Sunday. So, and Patreon's just $5 a month. It gets you shows that I do. I mean, sometimes it'll get you the uncut version of this show, which I haven't really posted lately. I need to. But I also do original shows with RJ here, Attack of the Savage Nerds, which we're hoping to do one this weekend, right?
Right.
And that's our show to just talk about the shit we like. Most of the time it's not wrestling. The shit we like. Like top
Big
five
booties.
Top 5 MILFs, which we actually did do.
MILFs. We need to do top 5 MILF porn stars. How's that sound, Eddie? Is Eddie in the chat?
Eddie's not here.
Eddie's not here. What the hell?
Eddie's probably compiling more questions for you that that he hopes you'll be able to answer.
All right.
It's like, this is for RJ. I want you to name your favorite Latina MILFs.
You know what? I'll do Eddie a deal. How about this? On every Attack of the Savage Nerds that we do from now on, save me Eddie's questions, especially just in case I can't join you guys for like a Q&A or something like that.
Right.
Just save me Eddie's questions, and at the end of those shows, I'll answer them there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll do that.
And I think that's a fine deal.
And then do a show with Jeff Lippman called Garden of Droom, which is basically a take of his show Garden of Doom, which we usually do that every monthly, and it's mainly just me giving Jeff a homework assignment and him doing the research and educating me and the masses. So it's mainly just Jeff. It's mainly just me being a moderator, essentially, and letting Jeff do his thing, and he does his thing pretty well. So, yeah. Professor Lippman, as I call him. And then Culture Attack I do with Ruben Prime, which we just did one yesterday, like I mentioned, and that was a jam-packed show. Like, we thought this show tonight was jam-packed. That was jam-packed. And you're going to love that show. And look out pretty soon. Me and Ruben have another show lined up. Sometime later this month. It's Prime After Dark.
Prime After Dark.
So we don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So look out for that.
That paddle sounds a little
oh
a
yeah,
little frisky, huh?
we got it's
Is Ruben gonna go complete Barry White mode?
oh yeah.
Oh baby.
I'm gonna love.
Just to all the women, don't listen to the show with your husbands around.
Otherwise, they're gonna go Pound Town.
Oh yeah, Ruben's gonna be like, "All right, ladies, is your husband in the room? Tell that jive turkey to leave."
Turkey. Jive turkey.
I mean, Ruben's never said
heard
jive
that
turkey in
one.
his life before, but
Oh my.
oh man, Ruben's like, "I've never fucking said that before." Shut up. Oh man, but Ruben seriously will make the panties drop. I can assure that. But yeah, look for that episode to drop. I'm still waiting for Ruben to send me the link. But other than that, boys, ladies, and germs, it's been a fun night. You got yourself a 3.5 hour show out of us. So, from me, from RJ and Justin to y'all, have a great night, and we'll see you this Saturday. And Eddie, if you're listening, save your questions for RJ so I can give him the questions. So, anyways, guys, take care. Have a good night and peace.
So.
Peace.